Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today I'm answering your YouTube questions. So if you have a question about what it is that you are doing on YouTube, there's a form that is free to fill out that is down in the description of this live stream right now. So you can get your questions in there. And if you're watching this on the replay, I would like to encourage you to skip around a little bit because there's a lot of really good YouTube related information shared here. This entire live stream, or the replay in your case, is actually driven by the questions that people ask. So there is tons of YouTube related information that comes out during these streams. So make sure that you skip around and you're going to find all types of information that's going to help you out in a lot of different ways when it comes to your YouTube channel. So I also want to let you know that this stream is brought to you by TubeBuddy, the #1 browser plugin for YouTube content creators. And what I mean by browser plugin is that TubeBuddy, it basically integrates with your Google Chrome, for example. And with that, you can tag your videos, optimize them for discovery overall, optimize them for search, or, just overall optimize your videos. You can do topic research with it so that you can come up with really good ideas for your videos. You can test your thumbnails to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing is effective for the people that you're trying to reach. All types of amazing things inside of TubeBuddy, but it's made for YouTube content creators. So if you are a YouTuber, you can try TubeBuddy for free at tubebuddy.com/Nimmin. And if you have under 1,000 subscribers, if you decide to upgrade into some of the paid features, then you actually get a discount as well. This stream is co-sponsored by StreamYard, which is the live streaming software that I use to live stream this every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And, and with that, StreamYard is the easiest live streaming tool that you'll ever use. Basically, as you can see right now, I've got graphics up here on the live or up on the screen. All of those happen inside of StreamYard with just one click, right? Once you load them up in there, you just click them. You can easily pull guests into your live streams with just a few clicks. You can send it to them an email. They click it, and then they can come right in as long as they have a webcam or a phone. And it's just super easy to use. But you can try that at StreamYard.com. Now, with all of that stuff out of the way, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Grabster, what's up, man? Hope that you're doing swell. Paul Peck Drywall Tube, what's up, dude? I thought I saw Roberto Blake in here also. What's up, Roberto? My man, nice to see you in here. Dross Video, what is up? Nice to see you here as well. Hope everybody is doing fantastic and having a great week. I know for the people that celebrate Easter, we are on the cusp of that. So I'll go ahead and just wish you a happy Easter if you are somebody that is celebrating Easter here tomorrow. And if you're not, totally cool. That's fine too. But for the people that are, happy Easter. So basically what we are doing today is we are answering your YouTube questions, or I am answering your YouTube questions. I'll have guests on later if anybody chooses to join. But at the moment, I'm answering your YouTube questions. So there's a form that's free down in the description below. I'm also going to be pulling some questions directly out of chat as well, because I know sometimes people will put a question in the form and they'll leave. So because of that, I'm mixing it up these days so that I'll have some of the questions that I pull from the form, and then I'll have some that I just pull directly out of chat. So the ones that come out of chat, when those come up, as long as I can catch it, just like in this example here, I'll just, pin it on the screen so that everybody can know the question that's being asked and so on, and then we'll take it from there. So with all that out of the way, Grabster, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. Personal Branding Secrets, Ash, hope you're doing swell, dude. Little Crafty Nook, what is going on? Nice to see you in here as well. TN Venom, what is up? So the very first question that we have here, we're just going to jump right into it, right? Let's just quit messing around. Let's quit hee-hawing around and get right into what it is that we're doing today, which is answering your YouTube questions. So the very first question that we have today comes from, and this one's coming from the forum. This comes from Gatrix, I think is how you say it. And they do daily content. And the question, or the type of channel is hardcore gaming. And the goal of the channel is to prove to the world is possible in games. And the question, how do you hook viewers at the start of your video to improve audience retention? This is a great question. If you would like to hook your viewers at the beginning of your videos, just give me a yes so that I can know that that's something that you're interested in as well. But when it comes to grabbing people's attention, a really simple and easy and bare bones way that you can do it is to simply let people know what it is that you are going to be doing in the video as it pertains to them. So what I mean by that is when the video starts, let people know, hey, this is what it is that we're doing today. this is the, like, if you're doing gaming, which you are in this situation, then it's like, hey, you know, today I'm trying to accomplish this, and I'm trying to accomplish this by only using these particular things. Let's see how far I get. And by doing that, all you're doing is you're simply letting them know what you're trying to accomplish, and then they can make the decision on if they are wanting to ride along with you for that journey. So, you know, when it comes to hooking your viewers, the easiest way to do it and the most clear way to do it is as soon as your video starts, let people know, hey, this is what we're doing, and then get into the actual content itself. Now, there's nuance within that, so you can do experimental things to where while you're telling people what it is that you're doing, maybe you have B-roll, which is extra footage that you would add to the video, or you could experiment with you being on screen first and then cutting into B-roll, or just you being on screen by yourself, or just having a bunch of B-roll for, you know, the first beginning parts to see if it's you coming on screen that does it, or to see if, you know, just mixing things up a little bit will grab your particular audience and the people that you are trying to reach. So hopefully that helped you there, Intergatrix. So the next question that we have is a super chat.
Super chat.
This comes from Joe Oceanside. Joe Oceanside says, hey, thanks for all you do, Nick. Thank you, Joe. Says, I had a video flare up to 20,000 views per day. 100 days after posting, about 2 weeks, it dropped to 4,000 a day. Average view duration dropped half too. Is this normal? Yeah, it is. So basically what happens is when you have a video takeoff, right? When you have a video takeoff and that video is doing awesome, then in that situation, YouTube is showing it to the people that they think are the most likely to enjoy that content. And then after a certain point, then they start testing against people that might be a good fit, but, you know, maybe not the best fit. And then if those people keep responding to it, which in your case they did for a while, then in that situation, they're going to keep, you know, expanding that audience of who it is that their system thinks is a good fit for that piece of content. And then once people stop responding to it, the people that they're testing it against, that's when you see things starting to, you know, die down a little bit when it comes to the performance of those videos. So absolutely, that is normal. So don't sweat it. And another positive thing out of that is one thing that I found is when you have a video that is proven to be a successful video, is those videos can kind of go like this, right? Because with those particular videos, it's a proven performer. So there might be some time that passes while you're getting that 4,000 views a day. And then as it's collecting information there, if it can find other people that are a good fit for that, and I mean, it already is, you're still at 4,000 people a day that are, you know, coming in for that particular video. But if they, you know, find that audience to expand into, then they absolutely will. So you have a proven performer, so you'll probably be able to ride that for a considerable period of time, unless, of course, it's simply, you know, performing because it's a trend or, you know, something like that. Victoria, hello. Hope that you are doing fantastic. Adventures with Abigail, what's up? Hope that you are doing great. Ty-tastic, what is up? I'm not D, that is my brother. Hey, what's up, Doug? Hope that you're doing awesome, man. So if you have questions, just as a reminder, make sure that you put them in the form that is down in the in the description of this video, this live stream, actually right now. So the next super chat that we have, this comes from Gold and Blue Dude. Dig that. Like how it rolls off the tongue for the channel name. Says, once you hit 1,000 subscribers, which I just did, high five and fist bump to you. Nice work on crossing the 1,000 subscriber milestone. What should be the next goal? So when it comes to the next goal, so if your first goal was, hey, I'm just trying to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time so I can get in the partner program, then the next thing is to just start working on really connecting with your audience. Because if you can get 1,000 subscribers, you can get 100,000 subscribers, because, you know, you've already proven that people dig what it is that you do. So because of that, you just have to do more of it. And then you just have to fill in the time and the content between now and 100,000 subscribers and more, right? So that's the idea. But when it comes to the next goal, just think, like, sit back, and everybody should do this. Sit back and think to yourself, like, what is it that I want out of my YouTube channel? Like, who is it that I'm serving? How can I serve them in the best possible way? What can I get out of, you know, serving those people and giving them like super entertaining content or super fun content or super informative content or whatever it happens to be? But, you know, the next thing should be just clarity across everything it is that you're doing. I'm like, okay, hey, I've got to 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing something right. People are responding to what it is that I'm doing. Now what? Right? Start fine-tuning what it is that you're doing with your audience. Start thinking of what it is that you want out of it. Start thinking of, you know, the core value that you are providing to the people that are interacting with your content, and just double down on that. And then from there, when it comes to like subscriber milestones and that sort of thing, I would assume the next one on your list, since you just crossed 1,000, is probably 10,000. So, you know, just strive towards getting that, you know, 10,000 subscriber milestone, if that is, you know, one of the things that you are trying to accomplish with what it is that you're doing. Congratulations again, though, on 1,000 subscribers. So a lot of people, when they come onto YouTube, a lot of people don't even reach 1,000 subscribers on their YouTube channels. So you've done an awesome thing. So, give yourself a pat on the back as well for, for making that happen. Let's see here. As we keep going through the list, we had a nice handful of yeses in here for people that are wanting to get more audience retention on their videos. Love that feedback. So let's see here. Next up on our list, as we keep on scrolling down the list, we've got, let's see here. Tanker Monkey is the next question that we have here on the list. Tanker Monkey says, they upload every other day. The type of channel is an oil and gas / trucking channel. Interesting. The goal of the channel is subs. And the question, some videos have 16% click-through rate, average 6.5, only have 400 subs. How important is click-through rate? Click-through rate is extremely important because if you can't get people to click on your videos, then people aren't going to watch your videos. You could have the best video in the world, but if you can't get people to click on it, then in that situation, you don't have anybody watching your videos still, even though you have this amazing video. So because of that, click-through rate is extremely important. You want to think of, I got to get really good at getting people to click, got to get really good at getting people to watch my content for extended periods of time. I keep clicking on Paul Peck there. Okay, so as we keep on scrolling down here, we got Biggie with the super chat coming in.
Super chat.
Biggie says, I got a question. I'm doing good and helpful videos. I got 2 of them made. Cool YouTube search results. People, I'm making clicks. I'm making views, but not so many subs. Quality is not bad compared to others. I'm not 100% sure on the question. I'm guessing that the question has something to do with I'm getting views on my YouTube channel, but I'm not able to convert those people into subscribers. So a few things just to keep in mind here is when it comes to, converting viewers into subscribers, that typically happens because they really enjoy or got something out of some type of value out of the particular video that they're watching, and or they end up clicking on your channel name, going to your YouTube channel and trying to get an idea of, hey, is there more content, like this, what's going on here? And then they'll make the call from there. So it depends on the type of user in that situation. But one of the things that you have to make sure that you are considering if you're not converting viewers into subscribers is, one, you got to make sure that you're reminding people to subscribe. You don't have to cram the idea down their throat. You don't have to be like, every 30 seconds, oh, hey, by the way, subscribe. Oh, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Oh, have you subscribed yet? Oh, by the way, make sure you subscribe. Like, you don't have to do that, right? Instead, just after you are, in the video a little bit, maybe, when you say something or do something in your case, because you're doing, or no, this is the other one. So in your video somewhere, just after you do something, or if you're trying to fill like an empty space of, while you're talking or something like that, just do a really quick reminder to subscribe. You can do this verbally. You could just have a little graphic pop up so it doesn't even interrupt the flow of your video, just reminding people to subscribe, because it's proven that when you ask people to subscribe to your YouTube videos, that people subscribe more than when you do not ask them to subscribe. So because of that, just make sure that you are asking people to subscribe. Now, in addition to that, you also need to make it crystal clear what it is that you do on that channel. So one of the things that you commonly see people do on YouTube is they'll say, hey, on this channel, like when they're asking people to subscribe on this channel, I do this type of content every single week or several times a week or whatever your cadence is. And by doing that, you're informing the viewer what type of content it is that you make, so that they're like, oh, they make more than just this video. So because of that, if they have an entire, YouTube channel full of content like this, like, yeah, let me, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so I can come back and watch more. And heck, maybe I'll even get notified, as long as the system isn't broken or bad, maybe I'll get notified when they upload another video. So what you want to think about is, making sure you're asking people. Brian D. Johnson in the house. What is up, my man? Hope that you are doing fantastic. What it is that you want to do, though, is you just want to make sure that you are being crystal clear in what it is that you're providing to people in terms of the value, and that it's clear that they understand it. Make sure that the idea, just get a value proposition together, just a really short, simple sentence on this is what I offer on my YouTube channel, so that you can add that to your channel art. You can say it in your videos from time to time while you're asking people to subscribe, that sort of thing. So it's clear to the viewers what it is that they're going to get from the content that you're putting out. So hopefully that made sense. As we keep on scrolling down this list right here, and it's going to pop up There we go. Okay, so we got that, and then I'm going to scroll down here, and while I'm looking for this next one, oh, there we go. So next one here on the list, we've got Rising Vibes. Says, great vibes as usual. Does people clicking timestamps cut down watch time? Thanks for sharing. So this is a really good question. So when it comes to the watch time that you are getting on your YouTube videos, you get, I don't know if credited is the right word, but basically when people are watching your YouTube videos, you're only getting the time for the amount of time that they watch your videos. So sure, if somebody clicks on a timestamp and a bunch of people are clicking on timestamps, that means that they're not watching the entire video, or at least that they're skipping around or whatever. But that's going to impact the watch time, but it's going to add to the viewer experience. And ultimately what you want on YouTube is to add to the viewer experience so that people know when they see your thumbnails and they, get familiar with your channel and your content, the people that are already into what it is that you're doing, they know, hey, they got timestamps available. They make it easy for me to find the information that I want from them or the stuff that I want from them. They have me in mind when they're putting my content together, and I have a great experience when I watch this. So when they publish a video compared to the other channels that make the same type of content that I could possibly watch, this person actually optimizes everything for me to have a great experience. So I'm going to click on that because that one's going to be my favorite, because then I can find exactly what it is that I want in that piece of content, right? So you're leaning on the viewer experience, but then you are losing, a little bit of watch time here and there. But at the end of the day, the viewer experience is the thing that matters most, because that'll keep them coming back, right? So of course, the watch time matters, but if you are giving them a great experience, then YouTube is going to be able to detect that, because they'll click on more of your videos, they'll click on your content more, that kind of stuff, and you'll still do fine. Great question, though. Really good question. Let's see here. Fit Pro VR, loving the VR part of this.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati, Fit Pro VR. So next time that you are on Facebook, look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. When you are requesting to join that group, make sure that you fill out all the information on the way in, because that's how I verify that you're a channel member on the way in. Okay. And look forward to seeing you over there. So as we keep going down the list here, and I think I have one more super chat that came in, and then we're going to jump back into the chat and into the forum and start answering some of the questions out of there as well. So next up on our list, we've got from Alina. What's up, Alina? Hope that you're doing awesome. Says, hey, Nick, how effective is it to use Google Ads to promote your video if you select a target viewer campaign? I've never done it. It can be effective if you know what you're doing, but the thing is, in terms of targeting and all that, but the thing is you have to make sure that you can get an organic response first, because if you can't get an organic response first, then it can work against you, because you can start getting, the views coming in and all that stuff from the ads. But then when you turn the ads off, you still got to get people to click, right? You still got to be able to get people to click on what it is that you're doing in order for that to fully pay off for you, so to speak. So, you can definitely, experiment with it, but you just have to make sure that you're being very careful, because what you don't want is you don't want to send a bunch of people to the YouTube channel that are not a perfect fit. Because if YouTube starts showing your content to them, on home pages and things like that, and they don't respond to it, then those are the people that had just recently interacted with the channel. Those are the people that are involved with what it is that you're doing. And if they're not responding, then that can cause the video to get suppressed a little bit. So because of that, just be really careful if you decide to start using ads on your videos, but it can be effective, if you know what you're doing. Let's see here. John Tong. Let me keep on scrolling down the list here before I trigger that one, so I can actually pin you up on screen here. Actually, I'll do that one here in a second. First, we've got Tier Talk. Says, Will Smith states, practice is controlled failure. Just wondering your thoughts on that as it relates to being a YouTube creator. Absolutely. Plus, I think practice is also just like, like putting oil on the thing, right? Because, when you are doing anything, if it's, playing music or exercising, or you have a new hobby that you come into, and you're trying to, get good at that hobby or understand that hobby more, like, there's a learning curve involved, and you're going to mess up, you're going to make mistakes. Like, for example, let's say fitness. Like, you can't just go into a gym. I mean, you can, but you can go into a gym and you can sit there and work out, and then you'll be like, man, I'm just not getting gains. What's going on? And then you watch a bunch of YouTube videos and you educate yourself. Maybe you hire a personal trainer. And then it's like, oh, no wonder I wasn't getting results. I wasn't even like targeting the muscle. I was just kind of lifting this thing, but I wasn't really like targeting a muscle, and I wasn't really trying to make sure that I was hitting that muscle when I was, you know, doing whatever it was that I was doing in the workout, for example. So because of that, I think that you're just kind of oiling the gears with practice, and I think it just makes everything better. And I think that it's just a default, really, with anything it is that you do, you know, any skill or any hobby or any profession or anything that you do, you know, you got to practice in order to get better at it. So absolutely support that idea. Let's see here. So Joe Tong, welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Same thing. Next time you're on Facebook, look for the members only VIP group. Just look for Nimminati VIP. Fill out all the information on the way in, because that is how I verify that you are a member. And the same thing for you, Florida till the Philippines.
To the Nimminati.
Pretty cool that you're in the Philippines. So I'm actually in Thailand. So, you know, we're kind of neighbors. I go to the Philippines every now and then, pre-world situation that we are in right now. So let's see here. If you ever make it to Thailand, if you guys ever come over to here, you know, for a hop and a skip and a jump, if you make it to Chiang Mai, let me know. We'll grab a coffee. After all this stuff, you know, is finished. So let's see here. Next up on our list, I'm going to jump back into the forum for this next question, and then we're going to hop back into the chat. So in the forum here, this is from David's Dose of Italy. And they say they do Italian culture, travel advice, language, and cultural discussions.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
And the goal is to grow an audience and go full-time eventually. And the question says, hey, Nick, thank you for the feedback on the live stream yesterday. He's talking about a members-only live stream because I was in there looking at channels yesterday. Says the tips for my thumbnails and titles were much appreciated. Anyway, I dug into my stats and found that half my views from people using an Android. With that said, should I be keeping this in mind when making videos? For example, does using too many words on the screen seem counterproductive when the viewer hypothetically can barely see them? Thank you. And thank you for doing this live every Saturday. Great question. So everybody should be optimizing for mobile. So with every video that you publish, with every thumbnail that you make, with everything that you do around your YouTube channel, you should be optimizing for mobile, because a majority of the traffic on YouTube, a majority of the watch time on YouTube happens on mobile devices. So on YouTube, on their press page, it says that 70% of the watch time comes from mobile devices. So because of that, that's telling you that a ton of watch time happens on phones. And the easier you make it for people to be able to understand what it is that you're, you know, talking about, or to be able to emphasize certain points or imagery or words or whatever it is that you're using in your videos, super important that people on mobile devices can easily understand what is going on there. So without question, totally optimized for mobile viewers. If you don't, then you're going to have people that will go and watch people who are. So absolutely, you are taking the right approach, and that's awesome that you're thinking that way. That you're thinking that way already. Excuse me, that you're thinking that way already. Electric Cow says that they are starting a YouTube. Oops, sorry. Says that they are starting a YouTube channel. Can anyone give me advice? I'm going to give you some advice here. I'm sure a lot of people in the chat can give you advice. Well, you're in good company here. Hey, Eileen Smith, what's up? Hope you're doing great. Shark Scrapper, what's up? So if you're just getting started on YouTube, here's some things that are really advantageous. So first off is, when you are first starting your YouTube channel, it's okay to just make whatever it is that you want. But once you find something that works, in terms of people start responding to that more, people are clicking on it more, they're watching those videos for a longer period of time, you just end up getting more views on that, then in that situation, you want to double down on that and lean on that type of content into the future. So it's common for YouTube content creators to come on and be like, hey, I just want to make whatever it is that I want to make. However, that is only a good thing to do when you're first getting started, if you have no idea what type of content that you want to make. But if you already know what type of content that you want to make, then in that situation, make sure that you are being niche with what it is that you're doing, and you focus on making that type of content. But you want to back that up a little bit too, and you want to think, okay, if I'm making this type of content, I also need to make sure that I understand, at least have a rough idea. The more clear you can be, the better off that you're going to be. But I have a rough idea who it is that I'm trying to reach with my content as well. And the reason that this is important is because when you know who it is that you're trying to reach with your content, that's going to help you be able to better connect with them through your thumbnails, through your titles, because you can literally target those people through the video content that you make. So for example, let's say that you are, going after, I don't know, let's say you're going after like COD gamers, as an example. I don't know what type of content you're making, but or considering making, but if you were going after like COD gamers, then in that situation, then what you would want to do is you would want to say, okay, I'm going after COD gamers. Therefore, I need to make sure that I have, Call of Duty in my titles. I need to make sure that I'm using that type of imagery in my thumbnails so that the people that are watching other Call of Duty content on YouTube, when YouTube is showing my content next to the other videos that YouTube is predicting that person might watch based on Call of Duty, I want them to also understand that my video is also about Call of Duty, right? So knowing who it is that you're targeting is going to help you be able to optimize for those viewers as well. So another thing that I want to tell you, if you're just getting started, is in some cases, content creators can grow really quickly. In other cases, they don't. If you are on the side that doesn't, don't stress out about it. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I uploaded 5 videos and I'm not getting any traction yet. Sometimes it can take a while. It took me 5 months to get my first 150 subscribers on my YouTube channel. 5 months. And a lot of people will do that in a week. Some people will do it in a month. It took me 5 months to do that on my YouTube channel. And I was already kind of okay on camera, right? I still had a lot of fine tuning to do, but I was already okay on camera. I already had a good camera. I had great audio, and it still took me 5 months to get my first 150 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So if you are publishing your content, just be patient with yourself, be patient with the process, and embrace the process, because it definitely is a learning experience. There's a lot of, things that you got to learn as a YouTube content creator. So just make sure that you're educating yourself. YouTube has something that's free called the YouTube Creator Academy. I think I have a link to it down in the description of this live stream right now. But if not, if you just go to Google and you type in YouTube Creator Academy, it'll pop up. But it's free. It's put together by YouTube, and it's kind of like an instruction manual. And it tells you, how to write titles. It tells you, gives you like an overview of YouTube analytics, so you can kind of get an idea of what you need to be looking at there. But it just gives you a bunch of best practice information to make sure that you can get off to a good start with your YouTube channel. So if you're going to be starting a channel soon, just take all of those things into consideration. I could take this entire live stream and only talk about things to keep in mind when you're starting a YouTube channel, but because we have other questions coming in, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and keep on trucking. So let's see here. As we keep on trucking here, we've got American English with this guy.
Super chat
says that keep up the awesome work, Nick. Super helpful. American English with this guy. Thank you for the super chat and for the kind words. I absolutely will. Stranger Times, what's up? Hope that you are doing awesome. Let's see here. As we keep on scrolling down the list, we're scrolling down the list. Yeah, have patience. Absolutely. So out of curiosity, let me know. And this is for Electric Cow here, for everybody in the chat. So right now we've got 329, give or take a few, 329 YouTubers here in the chat. If some of you, as many as possible, could let me know how many subscribers you had after, let's say, like your first month. Just drop them in here in the chat right now, so that Electric Cow can just get a general idea of, how much it can swing, so to speak, in terms of, the results that people get, from YouTube subscribers here on YouTube. Hey, what's up, Tom Nash? Hope you're doing awesome, man. I see you're up to like you're approaching 200,000 subscribers, Tom. Nice work, man. So here we go. So really quick, Electric Cow. So we've got Tom Nash with 28. We have Cash or in Crash Kino Slot 67, Roger Wakefield, who now has over 300,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He had 8 videos, or I'm sorry, 8 subscribers. We had 77 for gaming, Grimy Tackle Gaming after 2 months. Dino 1027 Wire Art at 25. So, you just get an idea here in terms of, we've got Elena Jenkins DIY at 100. So, you get some insight here in terms of, some people, they'll get some momentum right out of the gate. Other people, just it takes a while to just kind of get things moving. So, patience is going to be your best friend. Focus on making videos and focus on learning how to, do all this stuff better and make a better experience for your viewers, and you'll do fine. But you got to be patient. Okay. But hopefully you're one of the unicorns. Like, I wish that on you. Hopefully you're one of the unicorns that will, publish a few videos and everything just starts rocking for you. I hope that, you're in that situation. But if you're not, just be patient. Yeah, as you can see right here in the chat, there's a lot of different results that are coming in from that first month. So, just be patient when you are when you're doing your thing. Renee Ritchie says 30,000 in his first month, right? So this is one of the other sides to where, you know, he did fantastic in that first month. So, you know, just keep in mind, it can go either way. So, you know, you could do great in that first month, or it could be a rough, you know, first few months, but I just want you to, you know, just be aware of that since you are a new content creator. Okay. So next up on our list, as we keep on going here, Jamie Omahin, I hope I'm saying that right, Jamie. Welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Make sure that next time you're on Facebook, you look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members-only Facebook group. You can also find it in the members-only videos here on the YouTube channel. And when you go there, make sure that you fill out all the information on the way in, because that's how I verify that you are a channel member. Okay, so next up on our list here, as we keep on keeping on, we've got... Let's see here. David's Dose of Italy. We got that one taken care of already. So Method Gamer is the next one here on the list. Method Gamer's been on YouTube for less than a year. They have a gaming channel. The goal of the channel is to gain more subscribers so I can reach 200 subscribers faster. And the question, Nick, can you please tell me what I should do to gain subscribers faster? So if you're at 100 and you're trying to get to 200, then you already got that 100, right? So you're en route already. So whatever it is that you did to get to 100, keep doing that to get to 200. But like I was saying in the conversation before, it's important to make sure that, yeah, you want to try to figure out how to accelerate things. However, you're just getting the ball rolling. So because of that, just dig into your YouTube analytics and see how people are responding to your videos, because the better experience that you can make for people in your actual video content, the more those videos are going to get seen, and the more that people are going to subscribe to your channel because they're getting a great experience from what it is that you're doing. So, focus on the actual content itself, and focus on, getting people to actually click on that content as well. But, also don't be afraid to experiment, get creative with, ideas in terms of, different things that are still a great fit for the people that you're trying to reach, but other things that you might be able to do that might be just a tad outside of what you normally do, but still for that, for that particular audience. But right now you're just getting started. You have tons of wiggle room, but right now just focus on making awesome content for people, and that'll move everything faster than anything else will. Just learn to make awesome content for people. That'll get you farther than anything you can do. Okay, so next up on the list here, we've got Tom Nash, new member. Welcome to the Nimminati, Tom.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
So same thing for you, and I'm going to go ahead and hit a few more of these here. We got Timberwolf Studios as well.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
We've also got, I thought there was some more that came through. Oh, there were. Okay, and then we've got Grimy Tackle Gaming.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
So for all of you guys, make sure that next time in Timberwolf, I'm not sure if I did that one or not, so I'll just do it again because I like hitting the button, like how it sounds. But with all of you, next time that you are on Facebook, make sure you look for Nimminati VIP, because that's our members only Facebook group. Looking forward to seeing you guys in there. So we had a super chat come in really quick. This is from Emery Nektik. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if not. It says, hey, Nick, can you tell me what's wrong with my videos? So I can't look at your videos, but one thing that I can tell you is that the answer to what's wrong with your videos is inside of your YouTube analytics. So what you want to do, I'm not sure if you're making content like on a computer or if you're making content on a mobile device in terms of, editing. Like, I don't know what you have available is what I'm getting at. But what you want to think about is you want to go into your, not what you want to think about, what you want to do is you want to go into your YouTube analytics. Inside of your YouTube analytics, you want to click on the content tab, and you can even do this on a phone. You just have to use it in desktop mode. But if you're just using the Creator Studio app, it's pretty limited. So you want to make sure that you do this in desktop mode in Google Chrome. But you go to the content tab, and then you find the videos that will show you the videos that you have on your channel. Once you click into those videos, then you are going to see an engagement tab, or if you scroll all the way down, you're going to see the option right there in front of you to where YouTube will show you like highlights of things that, people responded in certain ways to in your video. So what you want to do is you basically want to dig into those reports, and it's going to show you how people are responding second by second to the videos that you're publishing. And the really cool thing about this is you're going to see, the masses, right? Because, if I watch your video And if I'm not your target audience, then I could say, just based off of, best practices and people I've worked with in the past and things like that, I can say, okay, well, historically doing these particular types of things, it doesn't work, or people leave during this stuff. So you might want to, work on this. I could do that. However, the real absolute, like, hey, these are the things that you need to work on, information that you're looking for, that is within your YouTube analytics. Because what happens is, as people are coming into your content and as people are watching your videos, YouTube gives us that report so that we can see how strangers and people that we're actually trying to get to click on our content are responding to what it is that we're doing, so that we can use that information to make better content for those people that are coming in. So get really familiar with your YouTube analytics, and specifically with your audience retention reports. And that's going to show you everything that you need to know about what it is that you need to fix in your videos, what it is that people respond to positively in your videos, and so on. Okay, we got that one already. Hey, Neil, what's up, man? Hope that you're doing awesome. So let's see here. We've got, as we keep on scrolling down here, Prime Gaming. Let's see here. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yep. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So next here on the list, we've got Joe Oceanside. And then I'm going to hop back into the forum, I think. We got a couple more of these, and then I'll hop back into the forum. So says, thanks again, Nick. I wanted to make my videos much longer, but I'm worried average percent viewed will drop bad. Does that matter if total watch time goes up? Is 10% viewed on a 100-minute video better than 50% viewed on a 10-minute video? So what you want to do is you want to balance the two, right? So when it comes to a satisfactory experience, one thing that you have to consider, and YouTube literally says this, if you go to how YouTube works, or if you go to Google and you type in how YouTube works, you're going to see one of them that is like, youtube.com/how YouTube works / whatever. But when you go into that, they literally say that how long people watch your videos is an indicator of the quality of your videos. So what they also say in that same exact thing, and they say this in a bunch of different places around the internet. One of them's in the Creator Academy, the other one's in the Google Help pages, and then they also have it on that particular page. But one of the things that they say there is that basically the satisfaction of the viewer, one of the ways that they detect that, one of the major ways they detect that, is by how long people watch your video for. So if you are looking at it from the perspective of, okay, am I trying to get like total watch time, or am I trying to get like higher percentage viewed? You want to balance the two. So you want to say, okay, if I make 10-minute videos, but people are only watching for 5 minutes, then it doesn't make tons of sense to make, 10-minute videos, because then I'm getting like a 50% retention. Videos can do fine, just as a heads up, with 50% retention. But you want to say, okay, can I take this up a little bit higher in terms of just paying attention to my audience retention report, so I can figure out how to make better videos that will take it up higher? Or if I start shrinking my videos down, then that will get me the same amount of watch time roughly, but my average view percentage is going to go up, which is going to help it, which is basically saying that more people are getting closer to completing that particular video, which means that it's more of a quality experience for people as they're going through the videos. So you want to mix the two. You want to have a higher percentage viewed, and you want to get as much watch time as you possibly can. And all of that stuff happens over time. Like even experienced content creators, right? Like I've been doing this for a long time, and I'll put out videos sometimes to where the retention is like, I'm ashamed of it. I'm like, man, I could have done way better, in that situation. Or I'll be like, wow, I figured they would respond better than this, but hey, they didn't. But just know that it's an ongoing process of learning how to kind of make that balance between average percent of viewed, the total watch time that you're accumulating, and just the general content that people respond positively to. Let's see here. As we keep on keeping on, we got romantic.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Next time you're on Facebook, look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. See you over there. Make sure you fill out all the information on the way in. Say really quick, Isu Library says, hello, Nick. Quick question. What to do when I have more video ideas than I can make? Do the ones that are your favorites. So prioritize. If you have tons and tons of video ideas and you're like, hey, I've got just endless video ideas, I just don't know what to make, then just start prioritizing. Hey, these are the ones that I would absolutely love to make. These are the ones that I would just, when I wake up in the morning, I think about making like these 10 videos, make those 10 videos next, right? So instead of thinking that you have to make all of the videos and you have to, make 100 videos at once, just think, I just got to make one more video. And then I got to make one more video after that. And then I got to make one more video after that. So focus on taking the next steps, right? Which would be, in this case, one step would be one video. Instead of thinking, I've got all of these ideas, how could I possibly make them all? just think, hey, I've got all these ideas, which is great. I know that I don't have to look for ideas. So because of that, I'm just going to write them all down. I'm going to prioritize them based on the ones that I would just absolutely love to make and share. And then I'm going to start publishing those. And I'm just going to start making video after video after video over time. Great question, though. Let's see here. As we keep going down, it looks like I see some messages in here talking about the spammers. So I guess spammers are honest right now. Really quick, if you're enjoying this stream, if you're learning anything from it, make sure that you give us a thumbs up. So next up, we've got the Eternal Samurai.
Super chat.
Eternal Samurai says, Nick, my channel's growing. Yay! My question today is, when should I integrate brand content in the channel? What should I do to promote my brand? My channel is mostly Sonic content, and my mascot is Sonic OC. So in terms of promoting your brand, do you mean like selling merch, or like what do you mean specifically? In my opinion, if it means that, then you should start doing that sort of thing right away. Even if you don't have, a large channel, even if you are just getting started, you should make those types of things available and go ahead and start spreading awareness about them. Don't cram them down people's throats, but just start making, start spreading awareness about them so that you can, just let people know that you have those things available, because the videos that you publish today, and this is important for anybody that is, that's like just getting started with your channel. And you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to, make these things available. If you start making these things available now, one, you're going to learn the skill of actually putting these things together, bringing attention to them and things like that. But two, which is valuable, two, you're also, with every video that you publish, let's say you publish a video today, let's say you're publishing a video right now. If in that particular video, you have something that you're bringing attention to for your brand or for your merch or whatever, then in that situation, what you are running into is you are putting a video up onto YouTube that is going to be there for a long time. And as your YouTube channel grows, that video is still going to be there and people are still going to be running across that video. So because of that, when you start implementing these things early in your YouTube journey, as your YouTube channel grows, then the awareness about your brand would grow in your case, and your income would also grow if you're bringing attention to different things that you're trying to bring attention to that you would, generate income from. So because of that, getting that stuff in place quickly is definitely something that you want to do, because you're creating an archive of content, and with the nature of YouTube and how it works, some of that content is going to be served to people for a really long time. The very first video on my YouTube channel about how to overcome camera shyness, with that particular video, I had a email opt-in attached to it, and I still get mails. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't get crushed, because that just trickles in views on that particular video, but I still get emails. I still get people signing up from that particular video, because on that very first video and the ones after it, because I had an email opt-in for that particular video. So then that allows me to reach back out to people and, bring more things to their attention, let them know, I have a podcast available, and, anything else that I want to bring attention to. So, so you should just go ahead and start doing that stuff right now. No reason to wait. No reason to wait. And another thing too is, as you're going through the process of growing your YouTube channel, you're also going to have it to where, you're going to have, people that are going to come and go. So during that process, it's also good to, go ahead and start letting some of those people know that you have, these different things available, or, about your brand or whatever, as well.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Chili Willy Grows, welcome to the Nimminati. Make sure that next time you are on Facebook, you look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. Make sure you fill out all the stuff on the way in there, because that's how I verify that you are a member, so that we can, make sure that we get you into the group without any, messages going back and forth like, hey, I saw you, you applied to be in the group, but, you didn't fill out the information. Are you really a member? So we can avoid all that stuff and just get you right in there. Okay. So as we keep on scrolling down the list, I'm looking for one here right out of chat. I'm going to try to find one here right out of chat. Okay, here we go. We got Gaming Soul Child. Hey, Nick, started my gaming channel back 4 months ago. I'm doing great with creating quality and intriguing content for the audience, but I still struggle with creating good thumbnails. Any tips? Absolutely. So when it comes to your thumbnails, less is more, right? Especially if you're struggling with making better thumbnails. Who here, just give me a hashtag me, or just say me, either one. If you are thinking to yourself like, hey, I want to make better thumbnails, I want to get people to respond to my thumbnails better, just say me. But when you are putting your thumbnails together, in most cases, less is more, especially if you don't fully know how to lead somebody's eye around an image and that sort of thing, then you want to just lean on less. So a lot of things, or one thing that a lot of content creators do is when they don't have design experience or they just don't have the history of working with imagery, they'll just try to take everything they can possibly put and put it on the thumbnail. They'll add logos. They'll add, like 20 words in their thumbnail. They'll add like 8 different photos. They'll add, like a subscribe button. They'll add, all kinds of things to their thumbnail. But at the end of the day, your thumbnail is meant to grab somebody's attention and either pull them into the video right there or have their eye drop down to the title, which would then pull them into the video. So, you want to look at your thumbnails as kind of like a banner ad on the internet, right? Like, hey, this is going to be something that's going to grab their attention, but I don't need to have, the entire video crammed into that particular thumbnail. So just think less is more. So one of the things that we've been going over a lot in the members only group is that, like text is not a requirement on thumbnails. A lot of people think that you have to use text on thumbnails, but you don't. And there's been some channel members that are experimenting with not using text on their thumbnails and they're getting better results from it. So because of that, just make sure that you're focusing on simple and clear instead of, busy or, hey, I'm trying to make this as pretty as possible. Just think from yourself, okay, from a viewer perspective, if this shows up on a homepage, why would the people that I'm trying to reach click on this? That's what you want to think. And you don't want to cram it full of a bunch of stuff. You just want to think if this shows up on a homepage, what is it about this thumbnail and title that would make somebody want to click on this? Why would it grab somebody's attention? And why would somebody want to click on it, right? You want to start thinking from that perspective. All right. So as we keep on scrolling down, Doug Houston says, test, test, test. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about, Doug. Test, test, test. So let's hear. Dinah Ryder here says, I ran an experiment with no text and got worse results. So this is something to keep in mind as well. So this is where experimentation comes in, right? Because in this situation, they ran an experiment with no text and they got worse results. A better way to approach this is that one, you might be one of those channels that where, having text on your thumbnails is going to help you, or you might be able to lead people to the right things. However, instead of just doing it one time, do it again and again and again, do like 10 or 15 videos that way, and then group them together in your YouTube analytics, and then group together 10 other videos with just group together 10 other videos where you added the text to the thumbnails, and then start looking at the click-through rates that you're getting on them, look at the impressions that you're getting on them through the comparison tool in your YouTube analytics. And then that's going to tell you overall what it is that people respond to best. And just as a heads up as well, TubeBuddy has that in their click magnet tool as well, to where they basically go over all of your thumbnails and they let you know which ones respond to most over, I think it's your last 50 videos, I believe it is. But that tool is also available for you to use also. Let's see here as we keep on scrolling down. We got Grabster also saying test, test, test. Let's see here. If everyone subbed to each other on here, we would all be doing well. Stranger Times, that is not this type of stream, man. That is definitely not what we are doing here. This is not a sub for sub stream or anything like that. So please don't even mention things like that, because that's not what this is for. And the reason for that is because everybody in the stream isn't the target people that you're trying to reach with your YouTube channel. In situations like that, when you're doing like sub for sub and you're trying to grab that attention from places where people aren't an ideal fit for the content that you make, then you end up having a bunch of subscribers that are not into what it is that you're doing, which can stunt your growth. So if you're just getting started and you're using those tactics to try to, get ahead a little bit, just to kind of speed things up, it can actually end up working against you. So, I really recommend that you don't do that. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so Stranger Time says they were joking. That's cool, but I'm just letting you know. Right, just letting you know. Okay, so let's see here. Next up on the list, we've got, let's see here. We've got the Samantha Edit says, I film beauty videos, and when people find me, they always say how I should have more subs because they love my videos, which is awesome, but people can't find me despite using hashtags. What do I do? So when people find you and they love your videos, of course, those vocal people are going to be like, hey, they're liking your videos, they're commenting on your videos. So yeah, those people are going to think like, hey, yeah, you should, I'm into what it is that you're doing. You should have, more people that are into what it is that you're doing, because we're all biased to the things that we enjoy, right? But I'm not saying that you shouldn't have more, but I'm just saying, if people are having trouble finding you, then you need to optimize your videos better so that people can find you. You need to make sure that you optimize your channel. So for example, the Samantha Edit, if you were to put that into YouTube search right now, you might come up. I'm actually going to do it, and we're just going to find out really quick. The Samantha Edit. The Samantha Edit. You came up as the very first result, so people can find you. Without question, people can find you. You're the first result, and then I see a list of videos that you've made, so people can find you. So it's just time, right? Be patient. Be patient. Keep trying to make the content better. Keep trying to think of, how you can resonate with the people that are looking for your content. Because if you have people saying, hey, your content's great, you should have more subscribers, then that means you're doing something right because you're resonating with those people. Now you just got to learn how to get more of those people to click on what it is that you're doing because you're already winning on the video content side. Let's see here as we keep on scrolling through the list. We've got, let's see here. Okay, so I'm just going to, if you do have a question, a specific question, just as a heads up, make sure that you put a Q in front of it like she did here. That's a great way to help me know that your question is for me and not for, that it's not like a side conversation that you're having in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead here and hop in the form because we have, questions going out in the form as well. And I want to make sure that I get you guys served also. So right out of the gate here, we've got drinkers with gaming problems. Oh, that's funny. I would expect it to be the other way around, but that's hilarious. Okay. So the type of channel is gaming, and the goal of the channel is to cover a game currently in development called Star Citizen, which is also the most crowdfunded project in the world. And the question is, when monetizing using YouTube ads, are there specific type of ads to avoid or that earn a larger revenue share? I'm always tempted to turn off unskippable ads as I really don't like them when I'm consuming content, but it's not clear how this will affect monetization. Okay, so when you are monetizing your videos and you're choosing what ads that you want to put on them, when you put the skippables, and when you put the non-skippables, both of those are the ones that usually generate the most on the YouTube channel in terms of, how much you get per ad that's being displayed. However, I'm right there with you. I'm also not a fan of the non-skippables. So since I'm not a fan of it and I lean heavily on the viewer experience, and I'm not going to put non-skippables in front of you because I personally don't like it. So therefore, on my YouTube channel, I just allow the skippable ads. I do the other ones too, but the ones that I allow are these. The ones that I don't allow, let's do it this way. I don't allow the non-skippables, even though those do generate revenue. Those are, I'm just not a fan of it, right? Like I want you to come in and watch my videos so that I can help you learn how to do something about YouTube. I don't want to distract you with an ad or make you click away because you got a 5-minute ad that you can't skip, right? And then I also don't use the cards, the sponsored card ad, because I want to be able to control what is happening in the cards if I use them, if I don't use them, so that I can also control when I'm sending people off of the videos if I do use one of those cards. So it allows me to be a little bit more strategic of what it is that I'm doing with the video as well. So I don't use either one of those. So of course, your approach is going to be up to you, of course, but that's the approach that I take, just because, I want you to have a good experience. Jeff, what's up, dude? Hope that you are doing awesome. Welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Make sure next time you're on Facebook, you look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. It'll be awesome to have you in there, man. Hope that you are doing well. Let's see here. So as we keep on trucking through here, let's go ahead and get some more of these questions here. Says, when is it a good time to start monetization? Is it good to add ads right away, or should I wait until it's gathered more subs and views? So right out of the gate, you have to actually qualify to have ads on your videos. So you have to get into the YouTube Partner Program. In order to do that, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time. So once you hit those requirements, then if one of the things that you're trying to use as a revenue source is YouTube ads, then go ahead and start implementing that. Because that's the same exact thing like I was talking about before, where as people are coming into your YouTube channel, you're going to have older videos that you're probably going to forget about, after not too long. But if you have the ads enabled on those videos, then they'll still continue to bring you ad revenue as people are finding those videos over time. So, because of that, just go ahead and start, go ahead and start monetizing now if you're trying to generate ad revenue. Next up, we've got Arjan. Says Arjan. I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly, or R1 John, AR1 John. Says, I do science experiments in that, but is not competition too big? How to get noticed by YouTube algorithms? Should I upload every week or every 3 weeks? Will it be enough if the content is good? So the good content is the key part of that question. So if you have good content, people have a great experience with it in terms of they watch it for a longer period of time. They're interacting with it in positive ways, leaving comments, giving it thumbs up. Maybe they're sharing it somewhere, that kind of thing. Those are the types of things that shows YouTube that people are responding positively to what it is that you're doing. So you got to be able to get people to click on your videos so that they can know that you have a good video. And then once they're on the good video, then you have to give them a good experience there. If you can do that over and over again, then those videos are going to continue to perform. They may get a lot of views. They may get, you know, consistent lower views over time, but it ends up stacking up over time as well. But as long as you create a great quality experience and YouTube can detect that people are having a good experience with what it is that you're doing, then you will do fantastic on YouTube. But you just have to lean on and make sure that you're paying really close attention in your stats to how people are responding to your videos so that you can lean on, I'm making great content for these people, and I'm going to make sure that I do everything that I can to make my next video better than the video that I just published today or last week or whenever it happens to be. But your cadence, once you learn how to make good content, if you already are making good content, then you can do it now. But instead of trying to think like, hey, I need to get out 3 videos a week, try to perfect making good videos. You don't have to, you know, they don't have to be perfect, but try to make sure that you're making content that people are responding to before you just ramp it up to the point where you don't have much development time because you're making so much content, because you want to make sure that you are giving a lot of good content to the platform if you do ramp things up and end up in a situation where you are, publishing more on a more regular basis. So really quick, I do not like to do this, but nothing I can do about it in this particular situation. I need to take a bio break. And because of that, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to pull up the same music video that we played last week. And I was actually thinking about this since that was so fun, and I might actually start doing these on a regular basis, just different ones. But for now, we're going to play the one that we did last week so that I can take a quick bio break, and I'll be right back.
Check, 1, 2. I'm B to the G, it's easy to see what you need, it's attention from me. I'll give you the shout, get back on the grind and you'll be down for the count, trying to breathe. Your favorite is me, now you hate with the diss. All of that hair hanging there like a chick, man, give me a break. You're standing too close to the camera like Nick. Where is the claim that you state? Filmora is hate, call me a thief for the titles you hate. I taught you the rank, you seem to forget it. I hit it and quit it, and you try to walk in my wake. I'm tossing you weight, giving you shine, giving you clout by doing this with my time. And what I'm about, lying you guide, you come from my console but now you're denied. You wanna throw shade. It's too late, I already got it made. You wanna bring hate. Hit the road, hater, cause I'm not phased.
If you're messing with G, you're messing with me. The name is Nick Nimmin, now bending a knee. Disturbing the peace, I'll come back into battle and murder a beat. I heard you eat worms like a bird, like a tree. Just like these words of defeat, I think Beanie should draw you and make you a T. They're waiting on me, who's waiting on you? If it wasn't for Johnson, you wouldn't have views or a clue. You wouldn't know what to do.
All right. So I am back. So that whole thing, just as a heads up, that was a fun diss track that we did in response to a video that Daniel Batal made. So that's what that is from. In case you're like, what is going on there? Like, what did I miss here? So hey, what's up, Roberto? Welcome back to the welcome back, my man. So let's see here. Next up on the list, we've got let's see here. I'm going to hop into the form for this one. And here in the form, we are going to go with Kenshu Gaming. Kenshu Gaming says they have been on YouTube for 1 year or more. And let's see here. They upload 1 time per week or more. Gaming content as a hobby and a part-time job is the goal of the channel. And the question, my channel mostly focuses on gameplay videos, but sometimes I upload unboxing, review of gaming topics. In that case, should I create another channel for those topics? So here's what you want to think about. Your YouTube channel is a resource for a certain type of viewer. And what that means is if you are doing gaming content, but the things that you are unboxing would relate to gamers. Let's say, for example, you get a new PlayStation, or let's say you get a new controller, you get, another game peripheral of some type, then unboxing that on your YouTube channel for an audience full of gamers, it's still a great fit. It might not do as good as some of the other videos, or it might do better than the other videos, but it's still a good fit for the people that you're trying to reach. So what you want to think about when it comes to decisions like this is you want to think, okay, if I'm going to start experimenting with different types of content on my channel, or if I currently do different types of content on my channel or different formats of content, then what I need to think about is I need to think, okay, for the people that I'm building this resource for my YouTube channel, is this a good fit for them? If the answer is yes, then go ahead and run with that. If the answer is like, no, not really, you know, they're not really going to care about my vacation to, you know, this particular spot. So because of that, I'm not going to publish it on this YouTube channel. Maybe I'll make another one for that. So that's the approach that you want to take. So next up on our list here, we've got Exploring with Nug.
Super chat.
Says, let's talk YouTube Shorts. Seems like it's been confusing my viewers and subscribers. Pros and cons, your thoughts. Pros with YouTube Shorts is they can cause extreme spikes in viewership. Sometimes it's extreme, sometimes it's just normal, but they can cause extreme spikes in viewership, which is fantastic. And you are also able to reach people in ways that you might not be able to reach with long form content. So because of that, that's a huge pro. Con is that if you are publishing YouTube Shorts, but YouTube Shorts don't fit into what it is that you're trying to do with your YouTube channel or the message that you're trying to share, or the way that you're trying to do things, then in that case, there's no reason to even use Shorts in that case. So if you look at my YouTube channel, on this channel, I don't have any Shorts here, because I train you guys through the content that I put on this channel. I share the information. Some of it I could put into Shorts content, and I do that on another channel. So on my extras channel, where I upload clips of these live streams, you know, just little highlights of these streams, I have 2 shorts over there. One just published last week, but I have 2 shorts over there, and I've done some experimentations with them on some other channels. But when it comes to this channel, it's way out of alignment with what I'm trying to do here. So I don't put any shorts here because it's not something that, you know, I want to share with you, or just something that's in alignment. It's not in alignment with what it is that I'm trying to do here. So because of that, I'm not using shorts on this channel. But I think that shorts can be extremely advantageous. I think that you should consider using them if it's a good fit for, you know, your content and who it is that you're trying to reach and what it is that you're ultimately trying to do. Great question, though. Let's see here. Alfat Cross says, hey, Nick, what is it? Why is it when I upload my videos in 1080p, but watching it after uploading, the video quality sucks? Why is this so? And before uploading, the video looks great. I upload using my phone. So in this situation, what can happen? I say in this situation a lot. Somebody brought that to my attention lately, and now it's all I think about. Every time I say it, I'm like, man, I think I'm using that as like a filler. So I'm trying to work through that. See, we're all trying to improve, right? All the time. We're always trying, right? Like we all have stuff to work on. But when it comes to this, so one thing that you'll notice is if you have a newer channel, if you right click a YouTube video, you're going to have an option to turn on stats for nerds. Or actually, if you go into the settings of the video player, you're going to have the option to turn on stats for nerds. And then when you right click it, then you're going to have the option to see how things are being encoded or compressed or whatever on YouTube's end. And one of the things that you'll see is on established channels, they actually get different codecs and stuff than a new channel. So one of it could be that. 2 is it also takes time to process things on YouTube's end. So one of the things that they have to do is they have to make different versions of your video available so that it's a great fit for anybody on whatever device they happen to be watching it on. So if you upload that video and then you publish that video right after you upload it, and then it's publicly available, then what you're going to run into there, I almost said it. What you're going to run into there is you're going to run into their processing still happening, because maybe if your channel, like if you're just getting started, maybe the channel isn't a priority, so to speak, on the processing side. So it might take, 5 minutes or so for everything to fully get taken care of in terms of the processing on your side, or on their side, I should say. But you're not doing anything wrong or anything like that. If it ends up processing and then it looks fine, then you're not doing anything wrong. But if it ends up being fully processed and it still looks rough, then you might want to look at your settings and how the app that you're using to edit your videos is encoding it for the export, the file sizes. You want to look at all of that stuff on your end too. Let's see here. So Grimy Tackle Gaming, this is a really good question. So Grimy Tackle Gaming says, and I get asked this a lot, this is why I wanted to highlight this, says, should you watch your own videos on private browsers occasionally just to give it a bit of a boost? It does not give it a bit of a boost. So just as a heads up, you may or may not know this, but when it comes to tracking things on the internet, all of these companies, I can even see this on my websites, and I don't have, I'm not Google or YouTube, and I can see where people are coming from. I can see their IP address, depending on what they're doing on my website. I can see their actual MAC address as well. And other things that you can see is like what device they're, actually viewing on and things like that. You get the actual IP. So they can tell if you're watching it in a private browser, they can still get the IP that it's coming from that same place as well. So one of the things that YouTube does to combat this is they actually verify views. So if you are somebody that publishes a video, let's say that you notice, hey, I woke up today and I had 103 views on my videos or on my video, and then I checked it 2 hours later, and then now I have, 98 views on my video. What happens is YouTube went through the process of verifying the views, and they found that, maybe somebody opened up their browsers, and did this, or they found that maybe you watched it once on your computer, once on your phone, once, somewhere else, all from the same account or accounts that are in some way connected, then, they'll take those away. And when other people do it, same exact thing, they'll take those away too. So that's kind of what's going on there. It doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form to watch your own content or to have other people open up multiple browsers and things like that. The thing that you're talking about here, they actually give this as an example when they talk about, like, if you start Googling around on how does YouTube count views, you're going to run into the information on, how they verify views. And one of the things they specifically say is when people open up multiple browsers and have the video playing, in multiple browsers. So that's what's going on there. So next up on our list, we've got Bluegrass Picker. Says, my shorts always do the best the day after I release them. I play guitar for my shorts, and they are outros for my reselling videos. Thanks for all the information. Thanks for sharing that. Always good to get, additional information from that with different types of channels to, help everybody that's hanging out here. So thank you for the information and for the super chat. It's appreciated. Let's see here as we keep going down the list here. If we keep on scrolling, I'm still going down the list here because I saw something else come in. There it is. Queen Ice White.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati. Make sure that next time you're on Facebook, you look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. Fill out all the information on the way in because that's how I verify that you are a channel member. Because during these streams, there's a lot of people that will go over there and they'll request. That basically helps me keep all of that, under control. And if we keep on scrolling down, Albitastic says you can't hide on the internet. Man, that's the truth. That is so the truth. Okay, so Romantic says, got to run for supplies. Shark Scrapper time stamp my answer from the form. So that's what's going on there. So thanks for the super chat. Thank you for swinging by. I hope that you have an awesome rest of your day. And then the Eternal Samurai says, follow up from my earlier question. My brand content, what I meant was, for example, posting videos about my Sonic OC mascot. I'm not sure what that is. I'm afraid that my subs would be confused about my channel since it mostly has Sonic content. I'm not sure what Sonic OC mascot is, so I can't fully answer that particular question. So if it's off, okay, think of it from this perspective. If you are uploading a certain type of content, but then you're trying to shoehorn in something that isn't a good fit in terms of the brand and just spreading awareness about something that you're doing, but it's not a good fit for those viewers, then the conversion that you're going to get on that's probably going to be low anyway. So you might want to just consider the type of content that you're making and make sure that the type of content that you're making is a good fit for you to spread awareness for your brand. If it's not, then I would consider starting another channel for it so that you can have an entire channel to where you can continually, over the lifespan of the channel and your career as a content creator, so you can constantly be spreading awareness about what it is that you're doing. If the current content, because you say that you have a Sonic OC mascot and then you have a channel with Sonic content, I'm just confused there on exactly what's going on because I'm not sure what Sonic OC is. So I'm just a little bit confused there. But the overall picture here, or idea that I'm trying to convey, is that if you are publishing content for a certain group of people that are interested in a certain type of thing, and you don't want to necessarily blindside them with stuff that isn't really relevant to them, right? So you want to make sure that when you're publishing content and when you're spreading awareness about things to your audience, that it's in alignment with the things that they're interested in and what it is that you're doing in your channel and that sort of stuff. So hopefully that helped. Because I can't fully understand what it is that you're doing, if you want to send me a DM on Twitter, just put, I came from your live stream or something like that, so that it'll grab my attention. But if you want to send me a message on a DM on Twitter, then we might be able to unpack that a little bit better so I can better answer that question for you. Let's see here. As we keep on going down the list, I'm going to go ahead and pull this next one here out of the chat after I do Ryan here. So Ryan Dahl says, "How are you doing? All of the auto camera changes. It doesn't look like your hands is triggering them on a switcher. So check this out. No hands." So give it here just a few seconds, and then oh great, now it's going to stop working on me. There we go. Yeah. So basically, in order to switch this, I'll go to this camera here so you can. No, you can't see it there. So I'm going to take your chat off of here so that you can see. So this is the Rodecaster. This is what I'm triggering sounds. This thing over here is where I'm triggering the scene background difference with the Stream Deck. But the camera switching is all happening through the software that runs this thing. It's called an ATEM Mini. And I can manually hit the buttons and switch things around that I want. But the software also has macros that I can program, and by programming those macros, it switches automatically for me so that it's, you know, changing the scenes up and all that good stuff without me having to consciously think like, oh, hey, it's time to switch the camera. It's time to switch the camera. So how it works is you build it out to where you say, okay, this camera, and then you build in a pause, which is, you know, hey, I need this camera for 5 seconds, this camera for 3 seconds, this camera for 8 seconds, this camera for 2 seconds, that kind of thing. And you build out a full sequence, and then you just put it on loop. And then, you know, it just loops through that process. Let's see here. As we keep on keeping on, Gaming Soul Child says, "Hey, Nick, I also find myself getting discouraged and being over perfect at times when the views and likes aren't as high as I expected. Over perfectionism can be toxic. How can I mentally stay optimistic?" Don't attach worth or success to and how you feel to directly to the amount of views that you're getting, the amount of subscribers that you have, because even when you have a successful YouTube channel, a mistake can happen. There can be a glitch in the system of some kind. You can end up losing your YouTube channel, or at least it being temporarily down for a while or whatever. And everything could technically be gone quickly. So you don't want to attach yourself to those numbers. Instead, attach yourself to the value that you're providing other people. Attach yourself to like a bigger goal or mission that you're trying to accomplish, you know, with the channel or just your online presence, and, you know, all the efforts that you're putting into all the different things that you're doing. You know, focus on those types of things, and that will help you do several things. It'll help you, one, keep from getting discouraged when you publish videos that, you know, maybe don't do as good as you would like. And it also helps keep you motivated, because then you have a deeper reason, instead of it being like, hey, you know, I'm just trying to get more subscribers, or hey, I'm just trying to get more views. You have a deeper thing that drives you, which will keep you making content for a really long period of time. And it'll also keep you really engaged with what it is that you're doing for a long period of time as well. Let's see here as we keep on going through this. So I saw some other super chats come through, but I think I went past them already in the chat. So I'm going to refresh this page over here because I had one from Ron's Trains and Things. And I'm just going to make sure that I got him taken care of, and make sure I got everybody else there. And then we are going to, then we'll move on to the forum. While that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and just grab one out of the forum anyway. So this next one here is from, let's see here, Sergeant Nimbo. Sergeant Nimbo says that they do Minecraft gaming. The goal of the channel is I want to get monetized so I can pay for my own equipment, because my parents have to save money to pay for taxes. Good kid right there. You're a good kid. High five yourself next time you're in the mirror. So the question, how do I get more people to watch more of my videos and not just 10 seconds? So you need to experiment with what's happening in the beginning of your videos, because if people are coming in and they're leaving quickly, it can happen for a number of reasons. Right out of the gate is, you know, like a lot of content creators, especially new, especially young content creators, they'll start their video with this, you know, big intro sequence with like EDM music and all this stuff. And it's like, and all this stuff is going on. But somebody clicked on that video to see the actual content, not necessarily to get this, you know, this intro sequence with, you know, all this hype music and all that. So because of that, you know, just look and see what's happening in that first 10 minutes of your video, and then look and see what's happening after that first 10 minutes, or 10 seconds, it's causing people to leave, and start experimenting. Like every single time you make a video, do something different at the beginning until you find that, hey, this is one of the things that keep people watching. But also keep in mind, there's other things that matter. So one of the things that can matter is, let's say, for example, that you are, that your audio just sounds bad. Let's say that you have your audio, and let's say it sounds like this. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, people come into your video and it sounds like this. You're like, hey guys, you know, welcome to the channel. Then in that situation, you know, a lot of people will leave there just because the audio experience isn't even up to par. So you got to make sure that what you're presenting to people in terms of what you're uploading to YouTube You want to make sure that it's at least up to par with a good experience that people can have. It doesn't have to be the, you know, best cameras, best microphones, none of that. It just has to be good enough. In fact, I published a video on my YouTube channel like 2 weeks ago, I think it was, about a guy who does everything on his phone and got 100,000 subscribers in about 10 months on his YouTube channel. So, you know, because of that, just keep in mind that you don't have to have all the stuff, but it just needs to be a certain level so that you can at least be competitive and at least, you know, people can clearly hear you, that kind of stuff. Same exact thing goes with how your videos are lit. You want to make sure that if you're in like a dark room or something like that, turn on some lights, you know, adjust your, you know, webcam a little bit or your camera on your phone so that you can make the image look a little bit better, or just make the videos outside. But, you know, all of those things, they all create a experience when somebody lands on your videos. So you want to keep all those things in mind in addition to trying to grab their attention. Let's see here. So next up on our list here, we've got that one. We've got that one. Okay. So Johnny Calbo says that, hey, Nick, is it a good idea to first find 100% overall tag on TubeBuddy and use it as my title, content description? So here's the thing. It's really easy to find a 100% tag in your keyword explorer. So I have a video on my YouTube channel that takes you step by step how to use the keyword explorer, and it explains how people are using it wrong. So one of the things that people do is they'll take an entire title and put it in the keyword explorer. It's a keyword explorer, not a title explorer. So when you put an entire title in there, the results that you're going to get from using the TubeBuddy keyword explorer are going to be incorrect. So when you are doing keyword research, it's more about making sure that you are making videos on things that people are interested in and that your competition is relatively competitive. It's more about that than it is about getting like a 100%. So just make sure that you're in the green somewhere, but make sure that you're also going after the keyword itself or the keyword phrase, not the entire title. Okay. So when you do find, you know, like something that's in the green, for example, and you're like, yeah, this is good, then make that, you know, your title or part of the title, but you also want to make sure that you add something compelling to the title and or the thumbnail as well, because optimizing it for discovery is one thing, but then you also have to add the compelling side to it as well, so that when people are, you know, when they see it on the platform, not only is it clear what it's about, but they're also encouraged to click it, right? That's the approach that you want to take with that. Let's see here. So as we keep on going up, we got Ron's Trains and Things. What's up, Ron, man? I hope you're doing great. Says, today is my channel's 4th anniversary. I have 36,000 subs and growth is better than ever. Your expertise has been huge for me. I still learn something new every week. Thanks, Nick. Ron, man, high five and fist bump to you for crossing 36,000 subscribers, man. That's absolutely awesome. So for everybody that doesn't know, like Ron's been hanging out here for quite some time in the live streams. He's been, you know, in the community for a really long time. And it's awesome to see you, you know, hitting the 36,000 subscribers on your channel, doing something that you love, right? Sharing your love for trains. That's absolutely awesome, man. So high five and fist bump to you for 4 years and for 36,000 subscribers, man. Nice work. Let's see here. As we keep going up the list, we have Grimy Trackle Gaming says, hey, I'm not being, here, let me.
Super chat.
Says, I'm not being arrogant or anything, but I know that I'm good on camera and people want to watch me, but how do I get that content out? Just make the content. That's it, right? If you're like, hey, I'm good on camera, that's good, man. I love that you're confident. There's nothing, you know, arrogant. I mean, if you're good at something, you're good at something, right? So that's a win. Don't be shy about it. If you're good about it, embrace it, right? Which I think you are by how you know, worded this. But if you are good on camera, then what you need to think about is like, okay, I'm good on camera. Now I just need to start making content, because, you know, people are going to, like, if you're good on camera, you're going to be able to hold people's attention for a little bit longer than somebody that, or maybe a lot longer than somebody that's not good on camera. So because of that, you have that advantage, you know, you have that advantage. So what you want to think about now is, okay, if I'm good on camera, then now I just have to start cranking out content. And then I need to use my audience retention reports to make sure that people are responding to things the way that I think they're going to respond to things, or the way that I think they should respond to what it is that I'm doing. And then I'm going to make adjustments along the way. And if you keep doing that with every single video that you upload, and you lean on your ability to be good on camera, and you make sure that you are, you know, making videos about topics that people actually care about, then your path is paved for you, so to speak, on YouTube. You know, if you're already good on camera and you are, you know, and you start putting content out, you're paying attention to how people respond, then you'll do fine. Okay, we did Exploring with Nug, Romantic, The Eternal Samurai, Ryan Dahl. Okay, there we go. So so we are now caught up, I believe, but I think there was one more that came in. Crazy Tech and Puppet says, hey, Nick, has been really helpful to my channel. Thank you for the kind words there. Let's see here. As we scroll up, there's one more that I'm looking for here. It's not this one, but I will do this one as well. Al E.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati. Next time you are on Facebook, look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members-only Facebook group. Fill out all the stuff on the way in. That's where we do our live streams. I actually do a live stream there every single week. I typically do it on Monday. Last week I did it on Friday because I had internet problems on Wednesday. But I do them every Wednesday over there. There's a post for everybody that joined as a channel member. If you're still hanging out here, there's a post when you go in there. If there's something that you want feedback on, specific feedback, and be specific. If you're like, hey, just look at my channel, then I'm just going to do just like a quick first impression, like, hey, you know, your art is clear or it's not. You know, by looking at your thumbnails, you can improve these types of things. But if you have something specific, then post it in that particular thread, and make sure you put a link to your channel and just write what it is specifically that you want the feedback on. Just like a, hey, look at my channel, that's like too broad because I go in there for an hour every Wednesday. And when you're specific, it helps me, you know, help you in a faster way. So for everybody that joined as a member, once you get into that group, if you have something specific that you want feedback on, then make sure that you drop it into that particular chat. Okay, so excuse me. So as we keep on scrolling down here, as we keep on scrolling down the chat, and Al E also dropped a super chat, so we'll answer that one really quick too. It says, planning to spend $13,000 on gear. I will leverage 20 years experience managing fitness clubs to offer advice to gym owners and general advice on leadership. Am I niching down too much? This is an extremely underserved community. First, you can probably get away with not spending $13,000 on gear, but if you're into gear, then, you know, high five and fist bump to you for like going all in and saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing. But when it comes to leveraging the 20 years experience making fitness clubs or managing fitness clubs, you're going to share that advice to gym owners. That's great. But one thing to keep in mind is you want to think about at scale how many actual, you know, gym owners are out there, and how many are you going to be able to reach with your YouTube content? How many of them are looking for advice and things like that? So one approach that you might want to consider, if possible, is thinking how you can go just a little bit more broad, because I do think that that is extremely niche down. That can be an advantage too, that, you know, you become the resource for those people. But in terms of, you know, overall reach, you might run into some limitations there. So because of that, I would try to think of just managing a fitness business in general. So it could be like, you know, if you have experience with any type of, you know, like personal trainers, which you do clearly, but if you have any experience with like fitness courses or personal trainers, like actually going to people's houses and helping them or meeting them at gyms, you know, that kind of stuff, but helping people in the fitness business in general, I think that that would get you a little bit more reach in terms of the amount of people that you can impact. But if you are like, hey, I'm just trying to help this group, that's fine. Right? Understanding what it is that you're trying to do with the YouTube channel is half the battle when it comes to growing a YouTube channel. So because of that, if you're like, hey, I'm trying to help these gym owners, you know, understand what it is that they need to do, then just understand that, you know, depending on how many people there are, that might impact the actual growth. So you might need to get creative later. But for now, go ahead and start making that content, see how it works out, see how many people that you can, you know, reach with that. I would also, in your case, I would also think and try to do any type of collaborations that you possibly can with anybody that has anything to do with like fitness or business and fitness, not just fitness, but like the fitness business in any capacity. I would try to collaborate with any like coaches or anything like that on YouTube, just for the sake of, you know, spreading more awareness about what it is that you're doing for those people, for people that are even considering being a gym owner. But the general advice on leadership, that part's a little bit different. Because with the general advice on leadership, the issue there is that, let's say, for example, if I'm watching videos about leadership, I don't care about being a gym owner. So because of that, you're dividing your audience in that situation. And what you want to do is you want to look at your YouTube channel as a resource for like a certain type of person that's interested in certain things. So when you are doing general advice on leadership, then you're reaching a different people or a different group of people than you are if you are just reaching gym owners. So when you publish a video for the people that have subscribed to the leadership content, you publish a video to them or on your channel that is a, you know, fitness business video, then that's not going to be a great fit for them. And it's going to impact your click-through rate in a negative way, probably your audience retention as well. So I would just be really careful about splitting it up, especially when you're first getting started. I would frame everything, even your leadership advice and all that, around fitness, around, you know, gym gym ownership, or at least the fitness industry, for the sake of, being able to make sure that you are creating just like I do for YouTubers. Same exact thing that I do for YouTubers, you would do for people in the fitness industry. Like, for example, if I have like a thought that I need to share. Like, I have a video, it didn't perform that great, but I have a video on my YouTube channel that I published within the last month or two about perfectionism. And I could have just made a video about perfectionism in general, but instead, I mean, I kind of did, but I wrapped the entire thing around the people that watch my YouTube videos, which is YouTube content creators, so that it would be of benefit to them and the problems that they have and the things that they run into about perfectionism when it comes to creating content. So when you are putting together your leadership advice, then just think of, okay, how can I wrap this around or frame this towards the people that I'm ultimately trying to reach and help with my YouTube channel? Hopefully all that made sense. Okay, so as we keep on keeping on here, we've got, as we scroll down the page, let's see what else we've got here. I saw another one come in. I want to make sure that I get this. Okay, so Peach McIntyre, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey, Nick, how can I get more super chats while live? My subbies got upset when I asked for them and said I was begging and rude. So one of the things that you can do is not focus on it, right? So, of course, if you are generating super chats, it's a win. However, if you look in my situation, one of the reasons that people give a super chat here, one of two actually, is either as like a, hey, thanks for, the information that you share because it's helped me out, or it is, hey, I have a question. I might have put that question in a forum or I might have put it in chat, but those get answered like when he sees them or when he gets to them in the chat, but I need this answered as a priority. Therefore, I'm going to drop a super chat so that it goes to the top of the list or near the top of the list so that I can make sure that my question gets answered. And that's where, that happens in this situation. So with your type of content, if there is something that you can offer in exchange, then that can also help generate more super chats on your YouTube channel. But I would not sit there. And I mean, I'm just not that type of person anyway, but I wouldn't sit there and be like, hey guys, give me some super chats. Hey, will you give me some super chats? Hey, hey, you should give me a super chat right now. Like I would never do that. And I recommend that you don't either, because it does come across, tacky and beggy and a little bit rude as well. Because like when you're literally asking for super chats, it can also make people feel, a little bit, uncomfortable in terms of like, hey, I'm just here hanging out and I just came across your channel. I've never even seen your stuff before. And I'm just coming here and hanging out. So, you're making me feel uncomfortable, asking for the super chats. So, when you can offer something in exchange, it really helps out a lot. Let's see here. As we keep on scrolling down the chat right here, we've got, let's see here, Sergeant Nimbo. Did we do this one? Yeah, we did Sergeant Nimbo already. So next we're going to go into Rusty Graffiti Reviews. Rusty Graffiti Reviews says that they do bi-weekly content. They've been on YouTube for less than a year. They do reviewing graffiti supplies, spray paint reviews, and other graffiti related content. I just want to pause for a second. And I want to say, and I'll mention this from time to time, but I just want to say that I absolutely love being somebody that helps YouTube content creators, because it really opens me up to channels that I would have never even thought about existing. Like this one right here, reviewing supplies for graffiti and spray paint reviews and just like graffiti related stuff. Like that's epic. I absolutely love that, just because it's so unique. And if I didn't do this type of content, unless I made graffiti, then, I probably wouldn't have ever even known that type of channel existed. So it's just a really unique opportunity that I get to be introduced to, a bunch of different types of content. So like here, as an example, I'm actually going to put this one up in my browser because I just want to check this channel out later, like after the live stream. So I'm going to put it here and I'm just going to click on something so that it can be in my watch history. Make sure I turn it down so nothing plays here. There we go. So that'll be in my watch history so that I can go back and check it out later. But what an awesome, awesome concept. Absolutely love it. Okay. So next up, for actually answering this question, we have to share my 25 plus years of knowledge for a younger or older generation to not make the same mistakes I did coming up as the goal of the channel. And the question is, first off, respect to you, Nick, for always helping the community to get better and better. If I have permission to use music from personal friends, but the music is also on YouTube, what steps are needed if I want to later get those videos monetized? So monetized or not, you want to make sure that you get a license for everything that you're using on your YouTube channel. If you're using graphics, if you're using images that you're getting from videos that you're getting from stock sites, if you're using stock music, if you're using music from friends, you want to make sure that you get written permission or a downloadable license that you can present to YouTube in the event that you end up with a copyright claim or a copyright strike on your channel. And the reason for this is because you need something to dispute with. And when you have that license, you can say, hey, I've got the license for that. And then, and then you're good, because then the copyright owner knows that you have that. So the only problem that you would possibly run into in your case would be if your friend ended up having the, actually already being in YouTube system, it will come up in their copyright claim area on their YouTube channel. And as long as they know it's you and all that stuff, they're not going to hit you anyway. But if they upload to something like CD Baby, as an example, and CD Baby is in the content ID system inside of YouTube. So when that happens, then you could get a claim from CD Baby, not from your buddy. So having that license would let CD Baby know that you have permission to use it from your buddy. So personally, I would try to limit that type of thing as much as possible. But if you're just trying to bring more attention to your buddy and what it is they're doing with their music, then make sure that you get everything in writing, and you get a legit license to be able to use that music in your videos. 09999
Super chat.
Thank you for the super sticker there. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's see here. As we keep on trucking through the questions here, we are going to pull another one from the forum. Then I'm going to hop back into the chat. So this one's from Romantic. And Romantic does bi-weekly content. They do scrap/dumpster driving. Timestamp. Hey, Shark Scrapper, just a heads up. This is the timestamp they were looking for here. So we're about a minute and a half, or an hour and a half. So the goal of the channel is fun and gain. And the question, so in your opinion, what's more important? 1, gaining subscribers. 2, actually viewers. P.S. asking for a friend. So viewers. And the reason viewers are important is because when people are coming in and it's all important, but when viewers are coming in and interacting with your content, they're giving YouTube data on how that particular video is doing. So if you have more viewers on a video, let's say you have 10 video, that's 100 views worth of data for YouTube to understand who is a better fit for this content. Instead of it just being randomized, it's like, hey, these people responded, these people didn't, based on their user histories and the way that they use YouTube and the content they watch and look for and all that stuff. We think that this would be a good fit for other people like this group, but not necessarily this group who watch this content. And it just gives their system more information. Now, if somebody subscribes to your channel, that's also something that is a indicator of hey, this is good, because if it's generating subscribers, then it's content that is obviously resonating, and that is one of the additional signals to YouTube that lets them know that that viewer is having a quality experience with your content as well. So you want all of the things, but if you had to choose, views are more important, because you can do this. If you create a new YouTube account, or if you just use your current YouTube account and you go and you watch a handful of videos from one channel, the next time, if you wake up tomorrow, you log onto YouTube, one of the things you're going to notice is YouTube is going to suggest more content from that content creator from their back library, because you've already proven to YouTube that you're into that content, you're into that channel and all that stuff. So if you run that experiment yourself, you're going to see exactly why views are more important. More important. Okay, so as we keep on trucking here, Dragon Rider Gaming, this guy is definitely still live, talking about me like I'm not here. Like, what's going on, man? Talking about me like I'm not here. I am, and I'm going to be live here for quite some time still. So that's kind of how we roll here. Okay, so next up on our list, this one again is pulled from the forum. Actually, I said we're going to jump into the chat after this one. So if you have a question, go ahead and drop it in the chat right now. Just put a Q in front of your question so that I can know that you're talking to me and that it's a question instead of it just being like a side conversation that you're having in the chat. So if you have a question, make sure that you drop it there. Let's see here. So as we are waiting for some of those, here we go. Here we got Dragon Rider Gaming says, how can I get good and original YouTube channel name? I have a gaming channel. So names are really hard. And as every day goes by, it gets more and more hard to find a really good channel name, because people are taking them every day. So one of the things that you can use for this is you can use a website called namechk.com, and you can just start putting in a bunch of different names there and see what's available across social media, across all the different platforms, because you want to get a name for your YouTube channel that's unique to you. It's going to help you stand out, but it's also going to help you secure the properties of that name across social media, so that you can be known as the same thing across, all the different platforms, which helps, with that internet brand. So because of that, namechk.com will help you be able to do that. You can also do fun things like I have like, I think 2 or 3 different videos on how to name your YouTube channel. So what you should do, just go to YouTube search bar. If you're on your phone, it's just at the top, or I mean, it's at the bottom. If you're on a computer, it's at the top of the YouTube homepage. And just go there and put Nick Nimmin name YouTube channel. And then you're going to see those videos. And in there, I give you specific resources that you can use to try to uncover a name that's available that you can use for your YouTube channel. Something unique. Let's see here. So Goat YD
Super chat.
says, first, love your work. I'm pretty new to the YouTube live streaming video games. How do I grow? So the way that you grow on YouTube is by making content that people care about. And just to give a little bit of a difference here is, if you are, and since you're doing video games, since you're live streaming video games, in your case, just going to YouTube search and starting to type in anything about your video game YouTube is going to auto-complete things that people are looking for when it comes to that particular game. So what you want to do if you're doing live streaming, I just published a video on my community feed because I put it on my extras channel, to where I actually walk you through this process and tell you what to do, when you're trying to grow a gaming live stream specifically. So make sure you look on my community feed for that video and go watch it. But while, to answer your question as well, what you want to think about is, okay, if I'm live streaming, it's going to be pretty hard to get people to commit. Like if you're live streaming for like an hour or 2 hours, to get people to commit to that live stream on a channel that, they're not aware of when they're just coming in there. And if there's no activity going on, then it just kind of looks like a, dead stream when they come in. So because of that, you need to, one, make sure that you're optimizing your streams for the replay, because if you don't have a following yet, then what you're going to run into, if you do have a following, then you'll have people interacting in the stream, which is going to help everything, move along. But if you do not have a following yet, then what you're going to run into is, you're going to stream. You might have like a couple of people come through. You might have, a few people come through, but ultimately you're going to probably end up having more people come through on the replay than while you're actually live. So because of that, you want to make sure that when the live stream first starts, you're letting people know, hey, this is what we're doing in the stream today. And then you get into what it is that you're doing, so that the people that are live or that are joining live, they're probably going to miss that part. But for the replay, that adds tons of value to them, because that lets them know exactly what it is that you're doing in your stream, which then puts the decision on them on if they want to actually follow you through that journey or not, to do whatever it is that you told them you're going to do. Next is, it's also beneficial to have doorway videos driving into your YouTube channel. So what I mean by that is, if you are doing, we'll just say Call of Duty content, and you go to YouTube search and you start typing in, COD, Call of Duty, and anything related to it, YouTube's going to give you all that information, letting you know all the different things that people are looking for around that game, all the different types of content that they're wanting for that game. So what you want to do is, you want to do a little bit of research on the ones that are of interest to you, and then on the ones that you think you can compete for, in terms of, like not gazillions of channels are making that specific video. Then what you want to do is, you want to say, okay, I'm going to make this video as a piece of video content that's going to be, helpful to people, and I'm going to use that as a doorway into my YouTube channel, so that I can start getting the following there. And then when I go live, then I'll have a bigger base of people that YouTube is going to show that live to initially. And then hopefully I'll be able to bring some of them in. And as long as they're having a good experience, then you start that whole snowball thing from that point. So watch that video that I mentioned. It's in my community feed. It's literally a clip from one of these live streams when I was in my old place. I just published it a few days ago. So make sure that you go and watch that video because it's going to give you some more context there. And there's actually somebody in the chat, I can't remember their channel name, but somebody in not the chat, but the actual comments of that video, they mentioned that they're like, hey, this is exactly what I did. And because I started with some videos first and then did my live stream later, I had some people coming into the stream that were already in the community. They were already, consuming the video content, and they came into the live stream and hung out just because they were already watching the videos. So, there's that person sharing that was a specific thing that worked for them as well. Let's see here. As we keep on trucking through these, what do we got? So Addy Khan says, does YouTube Shorts give us more views? So the YouTube Shorts, the same rules apply. So on YouTube, when you get a response, if you have a story that's a high response, it's going to get shown to more people. If you have a short that's high response, it's going to get shown to more people. If you have a piece of video content that's high response, it's going to get shown to more people. If you have a community post that has, you know, a lot of activity on it, it's going to get shown to more people. So when it comes to YouTube, everything is based on response. If you put up a garbage short and people don't respond to it, they're like, oh, this is, I'm moving to the next one, then you're not going to, it's not going to help you, right? You're not going to get a lot of views from that. Or if the thing that you're doing is like so specific that it's just not a good fit for, you know, that many people, then it's also not going to do that great. You might get some views, but it might not do that great. In other cases, let's say you're doing entertainment content and you are actually entertaining and you're grabbing people's attention in your short and you're doing something fun in your short or sharing some type of information in your short, those things will help that short, you know, perform better because then people will respond to it better. So just because you make a short doesn't guarantee that you're going to get any views, but it also doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a lot of views. So one of the things that is important to think about when it comes to shorts is also think about, sure, it's a new feature, sure, people are getting results from it, but it's also important to think about, how does this fit into what it is I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel? If you're just trying to get views and just trying to have people follow you on YouTube, then, you know, you can give it a shot if you want. But if you have like specific goals that you're trying to accomplish with your YouTube channel, just think, how do shorts fit into what it is that I'm trying to do? Is it something that I can leverage to bring more attention to the thing that I'm ultimately trying to accomplish here? If the answer is yes, go ahead and do them. If the answer is no, then, you know, then just focus on, you know, the other things that you do on your YouTube channel. Great question though. Let's see here. So next up on our list, we've got Matt RV Reviews. What's up, Matt, man? I hope you're doing great. Says, when I upload shorts, it still shows on my page like it's a normal video. Am I uploading shorts wrong? I'm doing it through YouTube Shorts app and hashtagging it is, and it's less than 59 seconds. Yeah, so you're fine in terms of how you're doing it. And it will show up on your page as a normal video if it goes over a minute. But once it actually ends up in the short shelf, then that should change and it shouldn't pop up in the upload. So for example, if you go and look at my Nimmin's Nimmin Extra channel, I did one on a Stream Deck, just a really quick tip on how to make your Stream Deck not move around when you're pressing on it. And it's a little bit corny, low quality. You know, I just did it real quick for fun. And on that particular one, you don't see it in my uploads feed, but you see it on the video page. And that's because it did get some shorts traffic when I uploaded it. And it wasn't directly from the app. It was just from the hashtag shorts on it. But you know, because of that, it ended up on the videos page, but not in the actual upload playlist. Tyler White, what's up, man?
Super chat.
Says, thanks for always showing up every week and helping us creators, Nick. My pleasure, Tyler. So, hey, man, I got your message or your post in the members only Facebook group. And I had sent, actually, after the live stream yesterday, everyone pardon the side conversation real quick, but after the live stream yesterday, I sent you a message in Instant Messenger on Facebook. So when you get the chance, if you haven't already, when you get the chance, reply to that. Let's see here. Next up on the list, Jeff Eatley. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. Brendo Card Readings. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. So next up on our list here, I'm going to pull one out of the forum, and then we will go back to the, and then we'll come back into the chat here. So out of the forum here, we've got Swish Willie and Disney is the channel. The type of channel is Disney Parks Info. The goal of the channel says, I want to share my love for the Disney magic with everyone, bring the magic home with them, and help them prep for their vacations. Question. My latest vlog is a CTR of 10.4 and an AVD of 40.3%. Only 14% of the impressions are pushed through YouTube. I've had videos with much less CTR get pushed way more on my YouTube. Is there anything else I could be doing to assist YouTube with pushing my content more? So one, getting your average view duration higher. Two, with the amount of, like with your click-through rate, you say that you get more impressions, but you didn't say like how, you know, like how many impressions you're actually getting. So one thing that I just want to share with you in this scenario is that typically on YouTube, when you get low impressions, it's really easy to hold high metrics in terms of click-through rate, you know, average view duration and all that. However, when you start getting more activity on your videos, a lot more impressions on your videos, and you have more people clicking on those videos and interacting with them, that's when things start becoming a lot more difficult to maintain, because it's getting shown to a lot more people who are going to experience your video in a lot of different ways. And a lot of different people who are going to decide to click on your thumbnail or not, compared to that core group who are the most likely to click on what it is that you're doing. So because of that, just consider if you're getting like a lot of impressions, then that will actually push those numbers down. So if you're not getting a lot of impressions, then one of the things that you could be running into here is that, you know, YouTube is just showing your content to that core group of people that are a great fit for it, and they're not actually expanding it out because those people aren't responding at a high enough level yet to that content. That might change over time as more and more people interact with that content. It might help the system, or will help the system fine tune who the right people are for it, which might help that video do better down the road. But for right now, you know, those are the numbers that you're getting. And just keep in mind that how many impressions that you get are definitely going to impact the numbers that you see in your YouTube analytics across everything. Just keep that in mind. Let's see here as we keep scrolling through. So real quick, so there's some super chats that came through, but right after these super chats, I'm going to pull some questions directly out of the chat as well. So just get your questions ready. Make sure that you put a Q in front of it. You don't need to put it right now, but after these super chats, after I answer these, then we will, then I'm going to ask you for the questions. So, Steve Jabba says, hello, Nick. What's up? Hope you're doing great. Says, semi-serious question. I'm new to live streams, but really enjoy doing them, especially when somewhat drunk. Have you ever done this? No. Yeah, me personally, I would never go live under the influence. And me personally, like, I just don't, you know, I'm not a drinker anyway. Like like every now and then I might have something, but for the most part, it's just not, I just don't like how it tastes. I don't like, you know, any of that stuff. So every now and then, sure. But, you know, 99% of the time, like 1 year, I might drink like, you know, once or twice just in a social, you know, situation. So I'm not like the weirdo. So let's see here. But one thing that I would say though is, you know, if you are, you know, somewhat, you know, under the influence and you're going live, you know, for the people that are interacting with you, just know that that is going to, you know, that reflects, you know, out into the world. So because of that, just be mindful that by doing that, you know, you might end up costing yourself, you know, like sponsorships down the road and things like that, just because people don't want to be associated with that type of thing. So just be mindful. Some people don't care. Some brands don't care. So just make sure, you know, if you do have people, you know, on your list that you would like to work with in the future, just make sure that what you're doing is in somewhat of alignment with what it is that they're doing with their brand, to make sure that you don't end up costing yourself like awesome opportunities in the future, because YouTube is fun, but there's also like tons of opportunity here that you can tap into. And, you know, some people just don't vibe with that type of thing. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, whatever somebody decides to do in their personal life doesn't matter to me. But in terms of, you know, companies and things like that, some people, you know, do care, and, you know, it can impact you in negative ways. Next up on our list here, we have, I thought I pulled it up on the screen. Arbor Lover 1618 says, hey, Nick, your advice has helped me a lot, but I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Am I wrong for saying that I'll do special live streams once I reach 1,000 subscribers? No, you're not. I wouldn't say that you're wrong. You're just letting people know and you're spreading awareness about it. But one of the things that you have to think about is people come and watch your YouTube channel because of what it is that they get out of your YouTube channel, and trying to get them hyped up to, you know, for you to reach 1,000 subscribers so that you can live stream to them. You know, like that's a fun thing to do, and that's cool. However, just keep in mind that's not necessarily something that could cause people, or that might cause people to be like, oh, well, I got to make sure I share this channel with everybody I know. We got to hurry up and get this person to, you know, 1,000 subscribers as fast as possible. In some cases, you might have some people that are like that. But, you know, overall, though, especially, you know, like when you're first starting to get the ball rolling, you know, people are coming in, they're watching the content, and they're just trying to, you know, enjoy the content. So because of that, you know, trying to hype up the live stream, like, hey, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, you know, then I'll live stream. Like, it's fine. You're not doing anything wrong. But I just don't think that you're going to get, you know, tons of people that are going to be like, oh, you know, we got to get this guy more subscribers. We got to get this person more subscribers, so that they can, you know, live stream at 1,000. Let's see here. Next up, we've got Brenda Tarot Card Readings says, how often should I live on YouTube to generate attention to my channel? So if you are deciding to go live on YouTube, it's important to go live for the sake of like connecting with your community or making some, you know, easy content, because live streams are relatively easy content to make. Not necessarily like I'm doing it to generate attention to my YouTube channel, because live streams, even though you can use live streams to grow your channel, typically the live streams are not fantastic for growing your channel, because the typical experience on YouTube is people watching video content. And again, you can grow your YouTube channel with live streams, but it can be really difficult. So if you are like really wanting to help yourself out, then I would mix live streaming content with video content instead of thinking like, hey, I'm just going to go live and how often should I go live? I would try to mix in some video content of some things, very specific things that people are looking for as it pertains to the type of content that you make, so that you can create those doorway videos like I was talking about with the gaming example that I was talking about earlier, if you were here for that. Let's see here as we keep going down the list. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some questions now. So go ahead and drop your question here now, but make sure you put the Q in front of it. And I'm just going to scroll down. I'm going to look for those questions. So first off here, we've got Fatfa RDO. Says, I have 5,000 watch hours. Some videos get up to 4,000 views, but I'm still 720-ish subscribers. How do I turn viewers into subscribers? For people to subscribe to your YouTube channel, they have to understand the value that they get from the content that you have. Basically, when they come and they watch your videos, you can see in your YouTube analytics which videos drove more subscribers than other videos. So you can use that information to help you be able to make content that people respond to more. So when you go into your analytics and you can say, hey, you know, the conversion on views to subscribers for this video was like way high compared to the other content. Why was that? Was it because this video was helpful? Was this video a little bit more entertaining than the other content? Was there something with this video that, you know, impacted people in some way? Maybe I just asked people to subscribe in this video and I didn't ask them in the other videos. Maybe it was the way that I asked them or where in the video I asked them to subscribe compared to the way that I'm doing it in the other videos. But when you start looking at the content that has already driven some of those 720 subscribers, then one of the things that you're going to start to uncover is the things that people are responding to in terms of subscribing to your channel. But other things that are helpful is that, you know, one, the video content itself, like that's going to be the biggest win. So just reminding people to subscribe, using a graphic for it, or verbally telling them to subscribe to your YouTube channel and why they should, but making it quick, because you don't want to waste their time on it, but you want to make it quick and clear on why it is that they should subscribe. But in addition to that, another thing that you want to make sure that you do is in your YouTube channel art, make it very clear what it is that you offer on your YouTube channel as well, how it for the viewer, angle the whole thing or frame the whole thing towards the value that the viewers are going to get out of watching your content. So that if the people go from your video, the people that don't subscribe there, if they go to your YouTube channel to see what else that you have that they might be interested in watching, right out of the gate, as soon as they land on your channel, then they see, hey, they have more content like the stuff that I just watched. So let me start scrolling around and see if I can find something else. Maybe they'll subscribe from one of those videos, or maybe they'll subscribe directly on your channel page. But it all comes out of the value. So making it clear the value that you offer in your YouTube channel is one of the things that will help you generate more subscribers from the views that you're getting. Also making sure little details like, you know, you have niche content so that, you know, somebody that is watching one video, it makes sense for them to watch, you know, another video and another video and another video, because the content that you have in your YouTube channel is all for a particular type of viewer. That will also increase the amount that people are subscribing to your YouTube channel as well. No sugarcoating with Alexia HD.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
That's for everybody, by the way. If you're enjoying the live stream today, make sure that you give it a thumbs up so that it's my direct feedback device. What do you guys think about YouTube possibly? Do you know that YouTube is considering, they're testing actually in some channels, testing removing or hiding the count for dislikes? Do you guys know that? Just give me a yes if you know it. Give me a no if you didn't. But yeah, it's something that they're testing right now. So I'm sure if I have guests join me here in a little bit, which I'll be sending those links out soon. But if I have guests hop on later, I'm sure we'll be talking about that. But I would just love to know if you even know that that's happening right now. Okay, so no sugarcoating with Alexia HD says, are YouTube rules completely different from country to country? I have an American channel with a French VPN, so technically I'm under French YouTube rules. No. So YouTube rules are YouTube rules. YouTube is a US company, therefore, you have to abide by that. Now, some details do change. Like, for example, there is international copyright law, but there's also localized, laws as well. So, you have to make sure that you're operating within the laws of the country that you live in, and that you are also operating, within international law as well when it comes to things like copyright and that sort of thing. So because of that, just look at it as, even though I'm French, or I'm in France with a VPN, then wait, hold on. You're an American channel, but with a French VPN. So yeah, I mean, you have an American channel anyway. So even though you are, like, if you're in America, you have a US channel, but you're speaking French and you're reaching, French viewers, then you need to make sure that you are compliant. Just be compliant across the board, and then you don't even have to worry about it. But yeah, there's variations, but most of it, like the rules are rules. Okay. So Crazy Tech and Puppet says, just went to Tuber Tools, found that Adobe Lightroom is a free app. Thanks, Nick. Always helpful. My pleasure. Glad that you are enjoying Tuber Tools, and tubertools.com is what they are talking about there. It's my website where you can get graphics and things like that. So next up, we've got Chili Willy. Oh, here, let me actually pin this one to the pin it to the channel. Pin it to the video. I mean, that's what I meant. Pin it to the video. If I can find it here, you know what? It might have actually went away. So no, here it is. Chili Willy Grows. Chili Willy Grows.
Super chat.
Boom. Says my channel is mostly based on growing hot peppers. That's cool. Will negatively another channel on the same account affect this channel as far as suppression? So one thing that I always recommend to people is, if you're going to have multiple YouTube accounts, I would have multiple, like, Google accounts. So basically, for every YouTube account that you have, I would create a completely new, Gmail account and everything. And the reason for that is because, like in your scenario, if you are being negative on one channel, you're being explicit or whatever it happens to be, let's say you do something wrong and you end up getting, 3 strikes on that channel for community guidelines, and they end up taking that channel down, it's going to ripple through all of the channels that you have connected to that account. So because of that, yeah, it can impact it. Now, in terms of like videos getting held down, no, but in terms of, if you mess up on one, it impacting the others, absolutely. So, because of that, I would just be extra careful. Okay, so let's see here. I'm looking for more questions here. So, so if you want to go ahead and just drop those in the chat right now, while I'm waiting for those to come in, I'm going to pull another one here from the forum as well. And the one here in the forum says, That's English School is the channel name, and they upload 1 time per week or more. The type of channel is education, and the goal of the channel is to teach English to Japanese people. And the question is language settings. My videos are mostly spoken in English, but I've recently been doing a short intro to Japanese to hook the viewers. In the language settings, should I set my language to English or Japanese? I subtitle the videos in Japanese and English, but both languages are used. Bit of a gray area. Any advice? Thanks. So what I would think about in that situation is that the people that you're trying to reach, if you're trying to reach English-speaking people, I would not open your videos, even if they are people that are learning Japanese. I would not open the videos with Japanese. I would open them with English, say something about it being a Japanese education channel, and then drop a quick Japanese. Actually, the goal of the channel is to teach English to Japanese people. So then in that case, I would open the video then in Japanese, because those are the people that you're trying to reach. So I would open the video then in that case in Japanese, and I would proceed to speak to them in English if you're teaching them English, or just kind of go back and forth. So if you're ultimately trying to reach Japanese people, opening the video in Japanese is totally fine. I would, since you're trying to reach them, man, that's tough. That's definitely a gray area. But one of the things that I would experiment with on a few videos is making the language in Japanese, just to see if you end up having more Japanese people show up in your demographics when you change it to that. And for those videos, I would absolutely make sure that, maybe the first minute of the video is you speaking in Japanese to the Japanese people, and then you transition into English from there, so that you're saying that it's Japanese and the system detects that there's Japanese in it as well, which might help you, get in front of more Japanese people. So that's definitely something that I would try. And then, I would test that on a handful of videos, and then I would go into your stats and check the demographics of, who it is that you're actually reaching with that content to see if that's effective or not. All right. So let's see here. Next up on our list, looking for the questions, says Vartech makes videos. Says, should I use other creators' names in my video tags to get views? Also, how much tags should I use on a video? So using other creators' names in your video tags is actually against the YouTube community guidelines. It falls under misleading metadata, and that can cause you to get a community guideline strike. So using another creator's, if you use another creator's name in your tags, if your video is not about that creator or that creator is not in your video, then you are right now, if you're using other I'm going to say this again, just for your, just so you know, if you are using another creator's name in your YouTube tags and your video is not about them or they are not appearing in your YouTube video, then you are currently violating the YouTube community guidelines, and you need to fix that immediately before you end up in a situation where you do get a community guideline strike for misleading metadata. In most cases, this flies under the radar. However, if somebody reports you, if your video shows up and somebody's looking for their name and they happen to see it and they go and they see in your tags, they see in the tags that, your name is there, then they could report it, and then you would get, one claim from that. So I actually have people do that with my name as well. And, like their videos, they might make a video on something similar. I actually had a guy, he's got, over 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, really good at what it is that he does, but I'm guessing it wasn't him that actually did the metadata. But basically he used my name, in his as well. And I sent him an email. I was like, hey dude, like that sort of thing, I don't really care about, but I just try to let the people know that are doing it. So I sent him an email. I was like, hey dude, no sweat off my back. I don't care, but I just want to let you know that in terms of, violations, that you are, violating the community guidelines here. So I was like, I don't care, for this video where you use my name, but, for future reference, other people might care. So because of that, I just wanted to give you the heads up. They ended up taking, my name out of their tags as well in that situation. But, I just wanted to spread the awareness there to them so that they know, just like I'm trying to spread it to you right now, to know that if you are using content creators' names in your tags, it's not about them or they're not in the video, that you are, you are risking having some serious problems with your YouTube channel. So just make sure that you're not doing that. Great question. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say all that. Let's see here. As we keep on scrolling down, we've got Little Crafty Nook says, I saw Roberto's video on this yesterday. I think that you're talking about the dislike thing there. Let's see. Roger says, hello, everyone. Still working and listening. Great information today. Thank you, Roger. Always love you being here, man. Thank you. Renee Ritchie says, yeah, it's tough because many people use dislikes as a weak signal to video value, but others use them to attack Black, female, LGBTQ, and other content creators. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something that's used as an attack thing, but it's also something like me, for example. When I go and I look at a review video or a help video of some kind, one of the first things I do is I look at the dislikes. And if there's a lot of dislikes, I'll hit the comment section really quick as that video is starting so that I can just see some feedback on, hey, this person's, the video is framed around showing people how to fix this problem. I'm watching this video because I need to fix this problem. Say I'm having a problem with my computer or something like that. Then I'll look and I'll see, how have other people responded to this? Because if there's a bunch of dislikes, it lets me know that, yeah, this probably doesn't really solve the problem in this situation. And then I'll move on. Let's see here. Human City Junction says, do you like Nick Nimmin or D Nimmin better? Who gives better advice? D, 100% of the time. D is always great for advice. And I like D better than I like myself. I'm just kidding. No, D is my brother. He's an awesome dude, but he also gives fantastic advice. I'm not gonna tear myself down. Come on. What kind of question is that? Do you recommend a Sony ZV-1 for YouTube? Says Chad Garber. I think a Sony ZV-1 is fine for YouTube. Really anything. If you can make good content, you're gonna make good content if you're doing it on a phone, if you're doing it on a $10,000 camera, and everything in between. It's not gonna matter. So once you learn how to make good content, and Chad, you've been making content for a while. So a ZV-1, a ZV-1 will be fine for you, I think. Let's see here. As we keep going down the list, we've got, hey, Nick, I'm a metal detecting channel. And I have over 1,000 subscribers, but I can't seem to get more views on my videos. So what you need to work on then, if you're not getting views on your videos, it typically comes down to a discovery problem. And if it's a discovery problem, then that comes down to people either not being able to find your content, YouTube not understanding what your content's about in order to show it to the right people, or if they do show it to the right people, people not responding to that content. So all of those things, if you break them down, one, before you actually publish a video, it's good practice, especially when you're getting started and you're trying to figure out how all this stuff goes. It's good practice to go to the YouTube search bar and start looking around for how people are actually looking for what it is that you are making, and then using some of that information in your titles so that you can make sure that you're optimizing your videos in a way that helps people, the humans on YouTube, know what your video is about, but it also helps the system know who the right people are to show your content to. Like, for example, I don't know what it is that you're doing for your videos, but if you have a title that says like, wow, I can't believe I found this, then the system doesn't really have a lot of context there on who that might be a great fit for. Of course, you know, adding things to your description, adding things to your tags, you know, and them actually, you know, reading the words or understanding the words that you're saying in your video, that will help. But the clearer that you can make it for their system, the better their system is going to target that particular video for people that are going to be the most likely to enjoy it. So because of that, you know, start there. And then from that point, make sure that you're digging into your YouTube analytics and trying to understand why you're not getting views on the videos. So if it's not the topic, if you are optimizing your videos for discovery so that their system has context and the humans have context, then in that situation, you want to think about, okay, if my videos are getting shown to people, but people are not responding, then I need to start working on that. So that means you got to start working on your thumbnails and your titles, how you're packaging your videos overall. Your topic of your video by itself can also impact your click-through rate. But once they click it, you also need to go into your audience retention reports for each video. And look, this is the part that content creators, they just, you know, like, content creators just want to make content. You know, we all just want to upload videos and, you know, have them put out there and have people enjoy the content. But ultimately, like when you're trying to get the ball rolling and you're trying to get more views, the answer to that lies in like, get a better response and you're going to get more views. Like if you take YouTube and you condense it down into like one thing, right? Get a better response, you're going to get more views, right? So the thing though, that you have to unpack from that is, okay, how do I get a better response? Well, you get a better response by going into your YouTube analytics, looking at how you are able to get people to click on your videos and starting to understand that, hey, my click-through rate on this video was relatively high compared to the impressions. Why do I think that is? What did I do in this particular thumbnail? What did I do in this particular title? What was this video about that people might have resonated with it more there? And over time, you start to see the patterns in your own content for the people that YouTube is showing it to. And then you start looking at the actual video content itself and how people are responding to that. And you do that through the audience retention reports for each video, not as the channel total or not as a whole, but or not averaged out across all your videos, but each individual video. You go into each individual video and you look and you see how people are responding to each part of your video second by second. And that's going to help you learn how to make better content and edit your content better and present your content better and adding imagery and all the different things, getting to the point faster, you know, little things like that. But it's going to help you be able to uncover all of those little things that are going to help people respond to your content better. And then when you can get people to click more, get people to enjoy the content more, get people to subscribe and come back to the channel, all that good stuff, then ultimately what that's going to do is it's going to end up resulting in you getting, you know, a lot more views on what it is that you're doing. Great question. Thank you for that, Jim and Paul. So next up, have to coffee hydrate, which is opposite of hydration, but...
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
All right. So next up on our list here, we've got, let's see here. I answered one from them already. Let's go with Exciting Electronics. Says, hey, Nick, I have a lot of views and I have been getting hundreds of impressions, but I don't quite understand what impressions are and what they do for you. Could you tell me? Absolutely. So who here, just give me a yes or no. Who here knows what impressions are on YouTube? Just give me a yes or no. And I'm actually going to wait for some of these to come in before I answer this because I'm just curious. Let me know if you know what an impression is on YouTube. Maybe. Good answer. Maybe. Sergeant Nimbo says maybe. That's the safe one, right? Sliding in there. Okay, so there's a lot of no's. See? Yeah, okay. So this is really helpful to me also because, you know, like this shows me that when I say impressions, then I need to be a little bit more clear in exactly what an impression is. Okay. So I'm not doing my job here with all these no's coming in. I need to do better at you know, making that a little bit more clear. Okay. So this is great feedback. So, okay. So what an impression is on YouTube is when YouTube shows your video, your thumbnail and your title to somebody on the platform. That's it. So an impression, just think an impression is when YouTube is showing my video to somebody on the platform. So if it shows up on a homepage on YouTube and it's fully visible. So if it's like, if the thumbnail's like halfway visible, then it doesn't count. But once it's fully visible, then you just got 1 impression. And for every person that they show your video to, that is each additional impression. And then they start calculating your click-through rate by how many people that they showed your video to, that they gave an impression of your video to, how many of those people did you actually convert through the click to get into your video. That's how they come up with your click-through rate. So it's basically how many people you got to click compared to the amount of people that they showed it to. So an impression is simply them showing your content to somebody on the platform. That's what an impression is. Thank you for asking that question, by the way. Let's see here. How to edit like a pro for the next video is so what B4 Boom mentioned here. Okay, so I had, let me see here. I think I had a super chat come in, so I just want to answer this really quick. If I did, yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm going to answer these really quick, and then we'll get back into, pulling them out here. So we got Chili Willy Gross. Knicks Fan TV, what's up, man? Hope you're doing great. Says, how do I set up roles in Creator Studio for my assistant to upload and manage content without access to the main account? So what you do is inside of your YouTube channel, if you're not a brand account, you should see a permissions option. If you go down to if you log in on a computer or you use desktop mode on your phone, if you go down to the little cog icon that's in your YouTube studio in the back end, then you are going to click on that. It's going to open up a box. And in that box, you should see something that says permissions over on the left-hand side out of the navigation list on the left. Look for permissions and you click into that. And then that's where you can add access of different types. If you have a brand account, then you need to actually click into your Google account and then you can add them inside of your Google account there to have access. Now, unfortunately, in the brand account situation, it's not as specific as it is on the creator side. So hopefully you have it on the creator side to where you can be like, hey, I just want them to be able to see what's going on in here, but I don't want them to be able to mess anything up, if that's ultimately what you're trying to do. Dion Gaming Channel, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Couples Therapy VR. VR. Cool. You're on couples therapy and virtual reality. That is awesome. If that's what you're doing, like high five to you in terms of like doing something unique there. Says, my latest video jumped up quickly and hit 404 days. I woke up this morning and it dropped to 325. I don't understand what happened. Can you help? Absolutely. So I mentioned this earlier in the stream as well. So one of the things that happens with YouTube is they verify views. So, when you go to bed with 400, you wake up with 325. What's happened there is their system has went through and for whatever reason, they have deemed some of those views as not being views. So one of the things that can cause that is, let's say that you had 400 people come in and they or not 400 people. Let's say you had 325 apparently. They came in and watched the video, but some of those people came back to leave a comment. Some of those people came back to, or not came back to leave a comment, but to reply to a comment. Let's say some of those are like you refreshing the page so that you can, answer a comment. Let's say that you or somebody else ended up opening it up in like another tab or watching it again on another device or something like that. Then, those extra views from that same user would be taken away. Little things like that will chip away at that particular view count. So it's not that you've done anything wrong. It's just that their system identified some of those views as not being valid actual views. Again, you didn't do anything wrong. Don't worry about it. But when you see that discrepancy, that's what's going on there. Let's see here. Hooked by Robin
Super chat.
Says, amazing tip. I had no idea I could report someone for using my name in their tags, and one creator's doing it consistently and they ignore my emails. There you go. Have fun. But keep in mind, though, just as a heads up, like one thing that I do encourage you to do, Robin, and of course, do whatever you like. But one thing that I would encourage you to do is just consider that person is a content creator like you are. They are putting a lot of effort into their videos and stuff. And even though they might not be responding to your emails, when you issue, when you bring attention to that, you could put them in a situation to where, they could lose their channel over it. So just be mindful of that and, just try to have a little bit of, empathy or compassion in that situation. And if do whatever you want, but just try to have a little bit of empathy or compassion because they might not know that it's wrong. Maybe they haven't seen your emails. Maybe your email, for whatever reason, has went into their spam folder, their junk folder, or something like that. So just be mindful of those types of things when it comes to, issuing strikes and things like, or not strikes, but just, reporting and things like that against other content creators. Let's see here. As we keep going down the list here, drinkers with gaming problems.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati. Next time you are on Facebook, look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members-only Facebook group. Fill out all the information on the way in because that's how I verify that you are a channel member. Okay, so as we keep on scrolling down, how do you open multiple channels with one Google account? All you have to do is you just go into the drop-down menu over on the right-hand side of your YouTube channel. You click on your profile picture, and then you're going to see a drop-down menu. And then you're going to see an option to switch account. And then if you click on switch account, then that's where you would switch to any account that you have access to, that you've given permission to the main account. But then you also can create a new account from that particular section as well. Let's see, as we keep on trucking down the list here, we've got Rock Climbing Grandma. What's up? Hope that you're doing awesome. As we keep scrolling down, it says, no, my questions are not being answered. So super hyper body chef. So here's the thing is like, you know, as I'm scrolling through this, basically, you can probably see from this view, I have a chat here where I'm seeing questions, but then I also have a chat over here to where I pin them to the screen. And then I have the super chats here that I'm keeping track of. And then I have the form questions over here. So I'm monitoring a lot right now. And because of that, I can't see every single message that comes through in the chat. That's why I'm asking people to be specific, put a Q there, that kind of thing. So I know it's a question for me instead of it being, you know, a side conversation that happens in the chat. And as I'm going through them, on my end, when I scroll through these, I pause them just like yours right now. I'm not sure if you can see this on your end, but this is your question right here. I have it paused here in the chat, and then I click on it so that it shows up on the screen. Well, as soon as I scroll here, what's going to happen, it's going to come to the bottom of this, and then there I see the Dion Gaming channel win. So thank you for that, Dion Gaming. And I'm just going to hit the super chat thing for that really quick. But then I'm going to pop back over here. But then as soon as I scroll down here, what's going to happen is this chat's going to jump. See, it just jumped. So then now everything that happened above that, I have to scroll back up and find it. And because of that, it makes me, you know, it makes me not see all the chats that come through. So please be patient when it comes to me, you know, answering your question as I see them, because a lot of people are asking questions. So as I see them, you know, then I'll hit them and answer what I can in that situation. So Insane McLean
Super chat
says, Happy Easter, Songkran. Love it. Says, if it's more correct, that actually doesn't start until I think the 13th here for Songkran, but happy Easter to you too. Thanks for bringing value every Saturday. By the way, I heard someone say your name in my neck of the woods in Kentucky. Nice. It was like, hey, I know him. He said something about starting a fan club. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Super, super awesome. Absolutely love it. Yeah, Songkran, that's basically the water festival here in Thailand. That's coming up soon. So because of what's going on in the world, they actually banned the water fights. But for those of you that don't know anything about Thai culture, they have a holiday here called Songkran. And traditionally, it's to where they, you know, like pour water on the hands of the elderly and things like that. And it kind of washes away, and each other. And it kind of washes away the, you know, bad things that have happened. And it's kind of like a fresh start type of thing, right? And it's morphed into a nationwide water fight. So literally the entire, like in all of the major cities around the country, the streets get completely clogged up with like cars and trucks, and the trucks will have, you know, just a whole, you know, back full of people with these huge, you know, barrels of water. And, you know, they either have things that they're scooping in and throwing on people, or they have like big water guns and they're, you know, spraying people with the water. But it's literally like, it's a dream when it comes, like when you're a kid and you're like, man, you know, it'd be amazing would be just like if you could have like an entire city that would just be a water fight. That's what it is. But it's over the entire country. It's pretty awesome. And it lasts for a few days too. But it completely shuts down the cities in certain areas because, you know, there's designated areas where people are doing it in mass. But during that time, if you're on a motorbike and you go out, you will get wet. So you have to prepare for that, put your phone in, you know, like bags and stuff like that. But if you're in a car, you can just drive around, just kind of look around and just kind of watch everybody do their things, but they'll still throw water in your car. Like it's really, really, it's a really good time. Okay. So, as we keep on scrolling through, hey, Renee Ritchie, thank you for the super chat there. Says empathy and compassion. Good person, Nick. Need more like you in this world. Hey, man. So thank you for that, and thank you for the kind words. I also wanted to talk to you, and I'll just, you know, I'll say it here, but I was going to reach out to you anyway privately. I would love for you to come on the, like when I have the guest portion of the show, not today, but maybe next weekend or something. I would love to have you come on and just share your experience in terms of, like when you started and how you, did what you do, in terms of, getting the results that you get and what was all behind it and things like that, and just share your experience with, everybody that's hanging out here. So I'll be reaching out to you later this week, or you can send me a message on Twitter or an email or whatever. But, I would like to, get you in that Facebook group, and where I drop the link so that you can come in and, share some of that information if you're down for that. Let's see here. As we keep on trucking, we've got, let's see here. I'm trying to get to this one that's further down. There we go. Downtown Boogie says, hey, Nick, it's Boogie again. What are the best days / times to post gaming content? So what you want to do is you want to look in your YouTube analytics. In your YouTube analytics, they're going to show you the time when your viewers are the most active on YouTube. So what you want to do is you want to publish when you are just getting ready to slide into the purple, so that you can ride that wave of people, getting more active or coming onto the platform more, so that you can publish the video, when they're there. When you don't publish during that time, some people have had results to where they, get great results when they publish at an off time. Anytime I tried it, and I literally just tried it again with my video on how to make a YouTube banner. But anytime that I try it and I go off of that schedule, I typically try to do it opposite just to kind of see what happens. So I always like to do that kind of stuff. And when I do it, anytime I do it and I'm off of that and I go against what YouTube is telling me in that graph, the videos end up performing less, unfortunately. So just, use that graph inside of your YouTube analytics. If you're on a mobile device and you're doing everything on a phone, then like if you're a mobile gamer, then in that situation, what you want to do is you want to open up your Google Chrome app. And when you open up your Google Chrome app, down in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to have the option. It's a 3-dot menu down here. You can click on that, and then you can go to, how can I do this here? Trying to do it. You can go to request desktop site. And then when you request desktop site, just go to Google and then type in YouTube there. And then you click on YouTube and it'll take you into the main site. And then you can go up in the top right-hand corner, click on your profile picture, click on YouTube Studio. It's going to take you into the back end of YouTube. And then you can see your full YouTube analytics that you don't get on your mobile device currently. Let's see here. As we keep on scrolling down the list, if you have a question, definitely make sure that you drop that cue so that I know that, the question is for me. Here. So let's see here. Stop Big Spending. Thank you for the super chat. It is appreciated. Downtown Boogie, D-Town Boogie says, in my experience, YouTube live streaming isn't great for gaming channels. How should a gaming channels leverage YouTube live? Live streams are actually great for gaming channels, but you just have to make sure that you are an engaging live streamer, and then they can be great. Like the problem in terms of it not being great for gaming channels is that a lot of gamers will approach things in a not great way. And what I mean by that is people will like start a game and they'll spend 10 minutes on the, let's say that it was Fortnite as an example. They'll spend 10 minutes just in the lobby area where it's like the, content, or not the content creator, the actual character. It'll be the character, and then it'll be like the background or whatever. If it's Call of Duty, it'll just be that part where they're standing there walking. But it'll be on that lobby area, and they'll just spend 5 minutes there. And what they're doing is they're just destroying their viewership at that point in time. They're just sitting there and they're just like, hey, we're waiting for some people to come in and then we're going to get started. And they're just destroying their viewership. They're destroying the replay, everything. Like when you're live streaming as a gamer, you have to think, okay, the people that are coming in here, the second they come into this live stream, it needs to be moving. I need to be doing something. I need to, for the replay, I need to start it with a hook, let them know what I'm trying to do in the game. And then for the live stream itself, I need to come in, or I need to start it right as the game's starting, so that as people start coming into the stream, something is going on. They can follow me. I'm interacting with them while I'm playing the game, doing the whole thing. And I keep everything moving. I keep it active. I keep it entertaining. There's an art to live streaming, and you have to apply that and learn it and develop it for gaming content as well. Because just like sitting there and like not doing a lot, it's not entertaining. There's no reason to stay there and hang out in that live stream. So you gotta keep it moving when it comes to the gaming content. Let's see here as we keep on scrolling down. D-Town Boogie. Last question. Says, does scheduling a post affect your view count since it technically makes it private? No. So when you schedule a post, the only thing that you compete against there is the system sending out, a bunch of videos at one time. So YouTube has mentioned on their YouTube creator or their creator insiders YouTube channel, which everybody here should be a subscriber of. That's where YouTube employees share updates. They share features that are coming out, all types of awesome stuff for YouTubers. Every YouTuber should be subscribed to that channel. Professor Nez in the house. What's up, dude? Hope that you're doing awesome. But when you are, one of the things that they've said is that when you publish, when you schedule a post, try to schedule it, a little bit before the o'clock. So let's say, for example, instead of 1 o'clock, try to schedule it for, like 12:55 or, 12:50 compared to the 1 o'clock, or, 1:05 or something like that, because when you schedule it and their system distributes, all the videos on the system that are supposed to go out at that time, sometimes there's collateral damage to where some of the videos don't get, pushed out the way that they should. So because of that, it can impact the videos in a negative way if your videos end up being one of those videos. So because of that, schedule it, on a time that isn't on the actual o'clock. That recommendation is from YouTube employees who shared that information on the Creator Insiders YouTube channel. Architectural Sheet Metal 101 says, can you share your thoughts on delegating tasks to services like Fiverr, such as editing and so on? So first off, that thing that was just on the TV just now, VidCharge, we have a video editing service. If you go to vidcharge.com, that is the video editing service that we offer, where we actually work with you to help you get better retention and stuff like that. But you can find that at vidcharge.com. But when it comes to delegating anything, as soon as you decide that you don't want to do it, or you don't like doing it, or you have the money to do it and you don't like doing it, or you don't want to do it, then feel free to delegate whatever it is that you want to delegate. So one of the wonderful things about growing a YouTube channel is that once you start getting ad revenue coming in or any other way that you monetize, you can use that money to make your life easier so that you can delegate some of the things that will help you free up additional time to be able to make more content or just do other things that you enjoy. So because of that, you should start delegating as soon as you feel comfortable. If you're like, hey, I don't want to make my thumbnails anymore, so I'm going to go to awesomecustomthumbnails.com and I'm going to get my thumbnails made over there. Or if I go to, it's either Awesome Custom Thumbnails or customthumbnails.com, one of the two. But Justin over there, they make thumbnails for content creators. There's also Little Monster, I think it's called Monster Thumbnails, but Little Monster Media Company is the team that does them. But they have tons of YouTube experience. But it's monsterthumbnails.com. They can make, YouTube thumbnails for you if you don't like doing that sort of thing. Video editing, you have VidCharge, which is ours. We're not just a chop house. We actually try to work with you to, make better content. But there's also other services like competitors, we'll call them. But there is, what's Augie's? I can't remember Augie's actual name of his, but there's VidHusky. That's one. And then there is Chops, VidChops. That's what it's called, is another one. And then there's additional ones out there as well. But for all of those things, it can be beneficial to, let some things go and delegate some things that you just don't, you just don't have the interest in doing, you don't like doing, that kind of stuff, or that you just need to do to delegate in order to, be able to focus on the things that, that you need to do when it comes to making content, or if you're not full-time yet, things that you need to focus on in order to, make sure you don't lose your job because you're making so much content or, something like that. Code Pioneer says YouTube has this kind of new membership only video feature, but it seems like some countries can't join my channel to view those videos. Is this common? Yes, it is. So basically some of the YouTube features as they roll out, some countries just can't do it because of, banking complications and things like that. For example, YouTube super chats and memberships rolled out all over the United States and in the Western world and in some, additional places as well. Me, since I'm in Thailand, if I want to super chat somebody, I actually have to use a VPN. I have to shut everything down, use a VPN, log back into everything, and then super chat in order to super chat somebody. They allow me to join channels as a membership, but they don't allow me to super chat with me being here in Thailand. So the reason for that is because just like everything else that you do here in this part of the world, things can be a little bit more complicated when it comes to like banking and things like that. So my guess is that they, have to put some limitations on things because of that. Okay, so next up on our list, we have, you know what? I actually need to take another bio break really fast. This is a little bit much for me today, taking these bio breaks. So I'm going to get to this one when I come back. But for now, I'm going to just play this this diss track that Brian G. Johnson and myself made for Daniel Batal as a response to his. We're all friends, so this is all just in good fun. But I'm going to play this while I take my bio break, and I'll be back here in literally just like, you know, a minute maybe.
Check, check, 1, 2. I'm B to the G, it's easy to see what you need, it's attention from me. I'll give you the shout, get back on the grind and you'll be down for the count, trying to breathe. Your favorite is me, now you hate with the diss. All of that hair hanging there like a chick, man, give me a break. You're standing too close to the camera like Nick. There's the claim that you say, Filmora is hate. Call me a thief for the titles you hate. I taught you to rank, you seem to forget it. I hit it and quit it, and you try to walk in my wake. I'm tossing you weight, giving you shine, giving you clout by doing this with my time. And what I'm about, lying you guide, you come from my comfort, but now you're denied. You wanna throw shade. It's too late, I already got it made. You wanna bring hate. Hit the road, hater, cause I'm not phased.
If you're messing with G, you're messing with me. The name is Nimmin, I'll bend in a knee. Disturbing the peace, I'll come back into battle and murder a beat. I heard you eat worms like a bird, like a tree. Just like these words of defeat, I think Feeny should draw you and make you a T. They're waiting on me, who's waiting on you? If it wasn't for Johnson, you wouldn't have views or a clue. You wouldn't know what to do. The only extremes I see is your food. This is just weak, yes, I mean to be rude. Change of your scene, technique, everything about you in the future you seek. It's bleak, I don't mean to allude to the fact that you racked up a debt with the best in this feud. You just got wrecked by the crew.
You wanna throw shade. It's too late, I already got it made. You wanna.
All right, so we are back now. So let's see here. So next up on the list here, so I had the one that I had pinned. Let me see where that one is. Let me go up. Okay, so Al E says, do you think that I should avoid creating a channel focusing on content specific to people within the fitness industry, salespeople, PTs, managers, owners, hoping it might reach people globally in this field? So the thing is yeah, it will reach people globally in the field, but certain people are going to, like, the people that are most likely going to resonate with you the most are going to be the people that are, you know, like native to the same language that you speak. They understand the cultural references that you make and things like that. Those people are going to be the ones that are most likely going to respond to you most, even though you will get, you know, global viewership. So because of that, you know, just understand that when it comes to YouTube, you know, people will watch you from all over the world, but the people that are going to resonate with you the most are going to be people that are, you know, culturally similar and, you know, all of that good stuff are the people that are going to resonate the most. Let's see here. Do you think I should avoid creating a channel focusing on content specific to people in the industry? Yeah, I don't think you should avoid creating a channel focusing on content specific to people in the industry. I think that would actually be the win, because then you have a clear audience that you're trying to reach. Stop Big Spending says, Nick, is there a certain amount of videos that YouTube puts ads on that video, or a certain amount of views that YouTube puts ads on that video? So if you are not in the YouTube partner program, YouTube can put ad on your very first view on your YouTube channel. Say you published a video today, and then YouTube can technically put an ad on that video and you won't get a cut of it. Once you are in the partner program, same exact thing applies. As soon as you publish a video, if you have your ads enabled in there, then you would get a cut. But if you are not in the partner program, then you wouldn't get a cut. But it could be your very first view. It could be your 10th view. It could be your 5th view. It's pretty much randomized based on the viewers that come in, the ad inventory, and things like that. So every view that you get on your videos is not a monetized view. So you can see monetized views, but the every time, just because you have a view doesn't mean that that viewer saw an ad. So just keep that in mind as well. But you know, you can have one view, and that one view could have gotten an ad. Let's see here as we keep on going here. So we have, let's see here. Let's keep on scrolling down. So SJB Plays Says, I use TubeBuddy and my SEO is 100. My tags have a high weighted score, but I never rank. What can I do to rank? Can you review my channel, please? So I'm not reviewing channels today, but one thing that I can tell you is just because you get a high score doesn't guarantee ranking, because more things go into ranking than just the metadata. So what YouTube is helping you do, as long as you're using, or not YouTube, but TubeBuddy, what TubeBuddy's helping you do is they're helping you optimize your content for a specific thing. And that is all metadata related. Now, in terms of your videos showing up in YouTube search for that particular term, it probably did, or it probably is there. If you look, if you scroll long enough, it's probably there. But in terms of where you actually rank, that's going to be based on the specific users that are coming there, because, the search results will, change a little bit for each user. There'll be some that'll be solidified in there, but, they'll be modified a little bit for, different users. So for example, if you watch my content a lot, and then you look for, a specific thing, and you watch my content all the time, then there's a really good chance that if I was normally in a number 3 spot, maybe I would go to the top spot, because YouTube has identified that you watch my content more than the others, as an example. But when you are putting your content out there, especially if you're targeting search, it's important to know that, you can have the best title in the world. You can have, your video, your description put together perfectly. You can have all the, tags put together so that all the context is there for the system. But if people don't respond to your thumbnails and they don't watch your video content for a competitive amount of time compared to the other results that are there in search, then your videos are not going to end up being able to compete in search, because because you don't compete, right? So if you optimize your videos and you put, again, all the right things in your title, tags, and description, then if people respond highly to your video compared to the other videos that are there in the search results, then in that particular case, you're able to generate more watch time per impression, and you're able to generate just more activity and a higher response for that query, which will then help you rank higher in the search results. So because of that, it's not just about using the right words in the text that you add to your stuff. We're on a video platform, right? We're on a video platform. All you're doing with that stuff is you're using that to help people understand what your video is about, or how, something that they should be interested in, so that they click on it. But the thing that actually matters on YouTube is the video content. We're on a video platform. YouTube is a video platform. So the video content and how people respond to your video content at the watch, and how good you are getting people to click, is going to be one of the factors that are going to determine if you're going to end up in search or not. So because of that, that's why, even if you get, a high score in TubeBuddy, you don't end up ranking in search, it's because people aren't responding to your videos in search at the rate that they're responding to the other videos that you're competing against in search. So it still comes down to performance and your ability to get people to respond to what it is that you're doing. Ghost Pirate Entertainment says, when I started, I pushed people to subscribe hard, but now I have a lot of dead subs. Is this hurting my growth? If so, how can I fix it? No. So if you are if you have, the best way to explain this is that each video on your YouTube channel is its own video. So because of that, when you publish a video, the people that are subscribed and that are actively watching your content, those people might be in that first group of people that get to experience your video. Some of those people might be in that group of those people that get to experience your video, which will help YouTube get data quickly for who the right people are for that particular piece of content. But the people that don't respond to it, or that just haven't interacted with your channel in a while, even though they subscribed, there's a really good chance that they haven't interacted with your content in like a month, then there's a chance that they might not even see that last video that you published. So, if the subs are not active, then that just means that YouTube isn't going to show them, like all of your content. Where if they're extremely active, then in that case, YouTube might show them every video you publish. They might show them every time you're live streaming. You might show up, your community posts might show up on their home pages. You might end up in the stories. If somebody's really active on your channel, they're going to see, a lot of your stuff. Where if they're just like slightly active, then they're going to see less. If they're they just come in and watch stuff from time to time, then they're going to see even less, based on, the things that they typically respond to on your channel. So it's not that it's hurting your growth. All it's going to take, or all it takes is, the people responding to, let's say you publish a video tomorrow and people respond highly to that particular video. That video gets a lot of reach on YouTube. It ends up, causing your video to get a lot of views. Because it's getting a lot of views, you're able to convert a lot of those people into subscribers. And then that, helps continue to grow the channel, because you made an awesome piece of content. It has nothing to do with what you did in the past. It has something to do, or has everything to do with how people responded to that content that you published tomorrow. or how they will respond to that, to that content you publish tomorrow. Adoption with Nairi, happy Easter to you as well. Okay, so as we keep on going here, so Benji, Ben J says, when is it a good time to start doing things like live streams, Discord servers, etc.? So as soon as you start having a community and you start having people interact with what it is that you're doing, that's a great time, because as your YouTube channel grows, it starts becoming more and more difficult to develop like really good relationships, you know, with viewers. So because of that, some people will stand out. It'll either be things they say or a channel name or the type of content they make, you know, that'll stand out. Some people will, but in a lot of cases, that's like with me, with YouTubers. But, you know, if you have just civilians watching your content, not a lot of YouTubers, then in that particular case, you know, those people are just going to, you know, respond to your stuff as they respond to it. But you still want to, you know, be able to develop the relationships with those people. So because of that, when people are going into your Discord servers, they're hanging out with your live streams and all that core group of people that are initially going in there, like those are the people that you really want to make sure that you're taking care of in like a serious way, because those are going to be the people that are going to be channel grows, and they're literally the core of your community on your YouTube channel. So because of that, you know, while you're getting the ball rolling, as soon as you start having some familiar faces pop up in your comments and things like that, experiment with a live stream, experiment with putting a Discord together and see how people respond to it when you let them know that you have it available. Let's see here. As we keep on scrolling, looking for more questions here so that I can get them answered. And if I don't see any right away here, I'm just going to hop back into the forum really quick. So we'll just scroll down. Okay. So on the forum here, we've got, let's see. So we've got Psychomist is how you actually say it. Just a heads up with your channel name, that's going to be a really hard one to recommend to people. So like when you start getting, you know, people that are like, oh, hey, this channel's great, you should check it out, that's going to cause tons of confusion, just as a heads up. Like it's clever and creative, but it's just a heads up, it's going to cause some confusion. Gaming is the type of channel. The goal of the channel is to have a community and maybe make it into a job. And the question, what should my next video be that would get me more subscribers? You know your audience better than I do. So what you need to do is you just need to really think long and hard, not even really that long. You just got to think about, okay, this next piece of content that I'm going to make, how good can I make it? And how good of a fit is it going to be for the people that, that I'm trying to reach? Let's see here. So as we keep on scrolling through, I think I missed a super chat too. So give me 1 second here. I am Bendy323. So like that right there would have been a great place to put your question, because then I would have just answered your question if it was there. But I understand that you were, you know, just wanting to know what the deal is. But you know, that's what's going on there. Let's see here this morning. Okay, so here Latino Slant says, "Hey Nick, I got my 1,000 subscribers, and as of yesterday, I had 3,977 watch time hours. This morning it went down to 1,897. Help! What's the best way to contact YouTube?" So first off, that could be that they went in because you were approaching that partner. Well, no, because you didn't apply for it yet. So it's probably not that. So what you want to do is you can at Team YouTube on Twitter. You can go to the YouTube help forums. If you just go to YouTube community forums, if you look for that on Google, then you have a place there as well where you can let them know, you know, the experience that you're having. And then, you know, one of their people can, you know, get back to you, you know, from there. You also have a support area inside of your YouTube channel where you can send them an email as well. If you have a bigger channel, you can just chat with them directly. They're not a ton helpful, but sometimes they can help you with some things. But they're not like, you know, crazy helpful, but you know, they'll get back to you with, you know, they can help you, you know, sometimes. So let's see here. As we keep going through the list here, we've got, Lyle Weber says, do you use StreamYard, OBS, or Ecamm Live? Thinking of doing lives, but not sure which one to go for. Also, lives seem longer than average YouTube videos, right? Yeah, so you can do lives any way that you want. So you can have a long live stream like I do. You can have short live streams. You can mix it up a little bit. Some people will go live just as a way to make easy video content. So instead of thinking of it of a live stream, they think, hey, I'm making a video live, and they just structure everything for the replay so that they can have a solid piece of replay content that they don't have to edit. So some people take that approach as well. But for me personally, I use StreamYard. So one of the windows that you're going to see here from this view is this one here, and I'm just going to pull it out from the side. So you can see it here, but this is StreamYard. And basically with StreamYard, one of the things that you can do here is you'll see over on this side over here, how they have the chat area to where it basically pulls in the chat. So let's say, for example, that you're multicasting to Facebook and to YouTube and to like Twitch or LinkedIn, and you're doing all those things at once. Then this right here is going to pull all of those chats into one area for you. And then you can pin them on the screen just by clicking on it, just like I have yours on the screen right now. And in addition to that, they also have like graphics. So if you wanted to add some like branding to it, then you have this graphics area where like right here, for example, I just put my watermark up in the top right-hand side with the Nimmin live there so that everybody knows as they're coming in that that's what that is. But then you can also add additional things here as well. So if I take this, and I'm going to have to remove your comment for this, but I can do things like this. So like I can say, hey, you know, I've got a, you know, podcast. If you guys are wanting to learn about YouTube with short form content about the time that it takes you to finish a coffee, then go listen to my podcast Comments Over Coffee. You can find that on all the major podcasting platforms. But the idea here is that you can add graphics to your live stream. And all you have to do is you literally, if you watch what I'm doing here, is I'm just clicking on these. And then as I click on it, it just adds it to the screen. And then it's just super, like, it's crazy easy to use. So if you're just getting started with live streaming, and even if you're experienced, like I have tons of live streaming experience and I just find this easy to use. But if you are, you know, if you're like, hey, I'm wanting to get started in live streaming, this is a great place to start because it does all the heavy lifting for you. Even if your computer sucks, like if you're using, just as an example, if you're using like Ecamm or Streamlabs or something like that, both of them are fantastic pieces of software. So I'm not taking away anything from them. Both of them are great. But they can be a little bit taxing on your computer, depending on the type of computer you have and all the different options that you choose to use within the software. So for example, like let's just say like OBS. If you're using OBS and you build a bunch of scenes in there and all that different stuff, then the camera switching and all that stuff, if you decide to do that sort of thing as well, it can become really taxing on your computer to where your computer has to do a ton of heavy lifting and the processing power and all that good stuff. It can get pretty intense. But with this, it's all happening on the cloud. So because of that, you know, it just makes it really, really easy to use. It's easy on the computer. If you want to bring guests into your stream, all you have to do, and I'll switch to this view again really quick so you can see, but there's like a little button down here. It's an invite. I click on that and then I can copy the stream right here. And then I can go into Facebook over here, which is that this is actually what I did right when I finished my bio break. I did this and I went over to Facebook and then I dropped the link. Oops. I dropped the link in here into the Facebook chat, into the group of people that I invite into the stream. And then that lets them know that if anybody wants to come in, that they can. So, so you can literally invite people in just like a couple of clicks. It's great.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
So hopefully that helped. Okay. Next up on the list, we've got what's the difference between branded and non-branded channels? So if you're talking about from the back-end side, the brand channels, they have a different admin, and you can actually sell a brand channel as part of like a company or something like that. With a non-branded channel, those technically you're not supposed to sell those, and just the back-end is a little bit different in terms of, you know, how you navigate things, how you give permission to people. It used to be back in the day to where you could only give permission to the channel in terms of, you know, editors or anybody that's doing anything. You know, if you have somebody going in looking at stats, things like that, you had to give them that access through a YouTube brand account. But now, you know, they have that on the creator side as well. But, you know, there's a few differences, but it's not, you know, not huge. Like if you're a content creator and you're not a company, then just do a regular account. Let's see here. Next question that we have. Hey, 30-day reviews. What's up, dude? Hope that you are doing awesome. Let's see here. Looking for questions. I'm fishing here. Fishing for questions. Make sure you put a Q in front of it so I know it's for me. Let's see. Okay, when using StreamYard, I had issues getting a ton of feedback when adding extra webcams. Any tips on fixing that? Make sure you turn the audio off on the other cam. So if you're getting feedback, because basically they have it where if you bring in guests, that stuff gets auto controlled. Like they have options that you can turn on and off for your audio. So make sure that you have those set correctly. But if it's actual webcams and you're like switching between cams, like in your own room and stuff like that, then what can happen is if you go like full screen on one, then it could still be picking up audio on the other. So just make sure that you mute the other cameras and you don't have to worry about that. What's the best recorder for gaming videos? I'm not sure what the best recorder is for gaming videos, but I know personally, like when it comes to like recording my screen on my computer, I always use Camtasia for that because I've been using that since I started my channel. I love Camtasia. But in my opinion, it's the best screen recording software. I've tried ScreenFlow for the Mac, but I still like Camtasia better. Let's see here. So SynthQFN says, what does the description of my videos help with? Please answer. It just helps describe what's going on with the content. It gives you a place to add links. It also helps give YouTube context. The top part of your description helps give YouTube context to what the video itself is about as well. Let's see here. Thank you for reminding people and encouraging people to give a like for this stream. If you are enjoying the content, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's see here. Okay. And I see Savvy Turtle has a super chat in here as well. What's up, dude? Hope that you are doing great. Says, thank you for all that you do and continue to do. Big thanks for preparing me to cross the 10,000 mark. So now I can have my 24 live stream with SeaWorld Cares. We both are stoked. Oh, nice. Doing a live stream with SeaWorld. That's awesome. High five to you and fist bump for that one. That's pretty cool. Okay. So as I keep on scrolling down here, we've got, how do I not use all my time making content while still doing school? I doubled my subs last week when I out 3 videos, but had no free time. Balance, right? Because like you say, while I'm doing content and school. So since you say that you're doing this in school, I'm guessing that you are a younger person. I'm just making that assumption. Correct. I apologize if I'm wrong, because you might be an older person in college or something. But when you are trying to balance school and your YouTube channel, school should be the priority, because with the school scenario, you need to at least finish, high school as an example. But I would, when it comes to balancing the two, one of the skills that you're going to have to develop once you get out of school, and it's great to start figuring this stuff out now, and having a YouTube channel is going to help you with that, because you're going to have to balance that time out. But one of the skills, the life skills that you're going to need as an adult is time management. And through your time management skills, that's going to open you up to be able to do a lot of things or not be able to do a lot of things based on how well you manage your time. So we all have 24 hours in the day, but you'll notice that some people do a lot more things than other people. And that comes down to time management, prioritizing things that matter versus things that don't matter, making sure that you're spending the right time, doing the right amount of time, doing the right things that are actually going to make a difference versus spending time doing things that are just spinning wheels and not really making a difference at all. You're going to have to learn how to do all of that stuff. So my recommendation to you is audit your time, look at where you're spending your time, look at, hey, how much time am I spending watching Netflix? How much time am I spending playing games? How much time am I spending doing, this or that, or commuting or whatever it happens to be, and start looking for places where, you have like, hey, maybe I don't watch Netflix for 4 hours. Maybe I watch Netflix for an hour, and then I spend those 3 hours on my YouTube channel, those 3 extra hours. Or maybe I watch Netflix for an hour, and then I spend an hour on my YouTube channel. Or maybe I don't watch Netflix, and I spend that hour on my YouTube channel. So, you just have to learn how to prioritize your time based on the things that are most important to you. So if one of those things is your YouTube channel, then if it's important enough, you'll find time for it. If it's not important enough, then you'll find a bunch of reasons to not spend time doing it. So, if it's really important, you'll find the time. Just make sure that you are paying attention to where it is that you are spending your time, and just use the pockets of time that you do have available, or where you can exchange time that you're not being, that productive or whatever. Exchange some of that time for time where you can actually work on your YouTube channel. Let's see here. As we keep on scrolling down the list here, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Silent Night Reaction says, hey, Nick, what are some great ways to promote channel memberships? So letting people know that you have it available is a great way. So YouTube recommends that when you have memberships available, that you make a video about it. I never did that, but YouTube says that is something that's pretty effective in terms of generating more channel memberships. Live streaming, as you can tell from this live stream, live streaming is something that can be effective as well. But really, it comes down to like what it is that you're offering in your membership. So if it's like access, if it's additional content, if it's like a Facebook group, if it's where you just do something special for the viewers, you upload exclusive content for them on your YouTube channel, whatever it happens to be. It comes down to the offer. Anything that you do online, anything that you bring attention to people for, even in the real world, if you're like selling face-to-face anything, it all comes down to the value that you're offering in exchange for whatever it is that you are, you know, that you're getting for doing it. So because of that, just think about what it is that you can offer to your viewers and then start thinking about how you can spread awareness about it. So one of the ways that you could spread awareness in terms of promoting it, which was what your question was actually about, is to mention it in your videos. Quickly. Don't make a big deal about it. Don't beg. Just be like, you know, hey, by the way, as a heads up, you know, if you want to, you know, like tell them what it is that you're offering and then let them know just quickly. You got to do this super fast because you don't want it to interrupt your video, but just let them know, hey, you know, I offer, you know, exclusive content. If you join a channel member, if you become a channel member, I have a link for that down in the description below. That's all you got to do. And you can also do that without interrupting the video at all by just having a graphic to where you take what I just said and you condense it down to the shortest possible language that you can possibly come up with. And then you add that as a graphic to your, you know, to one of your videos where it pops up there somewhere in the video to let people know that, you know, there's information about that in the description if they choose to join. Let's see here as we keep scrolling down the list. Again, if you have a question, make sure that you put a Q in front of it so I know it's for me instead of, you know, it being a side conversation.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Johnny Calbo, welcome to the Nimminati. Make sure that next time you're on Facebook, you look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. Answer all the questions on the way in because that's how I verify that you are a member. Looking forward to seeing you over there. Gateway Film says, is it smart to make shorts for my shout outs? I'm not sure what you're doing with your shout outs. You can if you want, but you got to think shorts are content, right? It's not something that you just throw out there. Shorts are content. So since it's content, just think to yourself like, okay, is this shout out video going to add any value whatsoever to random people on YouTube that are going to see this short? If the answer is yes, then it's good to publish that short. If the answer is like, no, there's no real value that somebody's going to get out of this, then don't even worry about publishing it because if there's no value in it and there's no reason that people should enjoy that content because you're just like, hey, shout out to my boy, whatever, then, you know, that video is not going to, that's not going to end up, or that short isn't going to end up performing well. Let's see here. So question, Adoption with Nairi says, I've noticed that similar American channels, including fostering as well as adoption. I have knowledge of fostering too, but niche right down to adoption. Any thoughts about opening out slightly? Test it, see how people respond to it on your YouTube channel because it's still like in alignment with what it is that you're doing. It might not be like a laser fit, but you know, try one of those videos and see if people respond to it as long as it fits into what it is that you're trying to do with the channel. It's really important to remember, always remember with your YouTube channel, like this is what I'm trying to do with my channel. And I need to look at that first before I do anything else. So if I have something that I'm trying to accomplish the channel, like in your case, you know, you're trying to spread awareness about adoption and help people through the adoption process and things like that. So you have to think to yourself, does talking about fostering help serve my mission of, you know, helping people understand adoption better? If the answer is yeah, then in that case, then it's okay. But, you know, there's, like as content creators, it's really easy for us to get caught up on this channel's performing better because they're doing these things. It's really easy to get caught up in that and lose sight of like, but yeah, they're doing these things and I could probably do those things too, but does it still serve what it is that I'm ultimately trying to accomplish on the YouTube channel? So in this situation, test it, but only test it if it's going to help you, you know, it's going to help you still continue to do what it is that you're wanting to do with the YouTube channel. All right. So let's see here.
To help you stake your claim and amplify your message on YouTube, I bring you the one, the only, Brian G. Johnson.
Brian G. Johnson.
Hi there. Am I on? I guess I'm on.
Yep, you are on loud and clear. Yeah, turn my little thing off so it doesn't keep switching my camera around. There we go. Boom. What's up, Brian G. Johnson? Hope that you're doing fantastic, my man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I just slayed a video, new community kind of video, like join the revolution, decide to stake your claim, step up, amplify your message, and dramatically increase your views. So, you know, just another ordinary, normal day here at the Johnson household.
Another day on the job.
You know, dude, me and Nick chatted everybody yesterday. We hung out. We had a nice little hour just catching up and whatnot. And I told him like how I really struggled with creating my last video. And that's all part of the process though, Nick. And in that video, I spent 90% of my time on this one angle, which I've now let go. And I might use it in the future, but probably not really. And I'm really focused on this one angle, dude. And you should see this video. It's beautiful. It looks so good. It sounds good. I'm even good in the video. So I'm wearing a nice shirt. I'm a respectable young adult. So that's pretty good.
That's good. And you can find a link to Brian's channel down in the description, where then you can see his video as well. So Brian, we got a super chat here. Got to answer real quick. Says, I'm ready to launch. This is from Swamp Sniper. Says, I'm ready to launch membership perks, but I'm worried separate announcement video will throw off a good view run and don't want to integrate it in a sponsored video. So I'm delaying. Also, is launching memberships worth it? So launching memberships can be worth it. Absolutely. And of course, we all look at what worth it is, you know, differently, but yeah, absolutely. It can be worth it. A lot of people generate a lot of money on channel memberships. There's also a lot of people that don't generate any money on memberships. So make sure that you have a clear offer on what it is that people are going to get in exchange for being a member, in addition to, you know, supporting the cause. But when it comes to being worried about, you know, messing up the view thing by just tossing in a random video, I would focus more on, you know, delivering the content that they're after, and maybe just do a quick mention in, you know, one of the videos somewhere, do it later in the video, because those are the people that are most engaged anyway. So, you know, just do a really quick mention later in the video, or even have like a little graphic that pops up. Like I mentioned earlier, if you were here for that, a little graphic that pops up to just, you know, let people know that, you know, hey, you know, this is available as a channel membership. You know, I got a link for it down in the description, so that you're spreading awareness about it in the content that you're publishing. Any additional thoughts there, Brian?
You know, what you just described is exactly what I was thinking. And one of the things to focus on is the commenter mentioned, you know, I've got a good run right now. Views are up. I'm gaining some traction. And that is really hard to grasp. It's the thing that we all want. And if that's happening, then by all means, number one, stop and really focus and think long term. Where do you want to be in 6 months? And then act accordingly. So what Nick shared, as far as think about like coming up with a really simple, quick plug, I'll tell you mine. I start off with a hook, and I talk about what the video is about and why people should watch. Hey, in this video, I'm going to dramatically increase the views to my channel. I'm going to share how you can do the same. Done. And then I do my call to action, which is, hey, you should subscribe if you want to grow. And then I basically tell people about my way to make money, which is my program. So I say, hey, if you really want to amplify your message, check out my free YouTube masterclass, link in the description for more information. That's it. I can say all those things. I can do my hook. I can tell people to subscribe, and I can pitch my program usually in less than 30 seconds. And when you do that, you're really honoring what the viewer is there for. And over time, you'll get tremendous results.
Honoring what the viewer is there for. That's so huge. So huge. And it's so easy to lose track of.
That's why I like to have toilet paper available at all times, to honor the viewers.
So, yeah, I took that one out. So we got Generation Arnie saying, I run a dirt bike channel. What are some good ways to come up with video ideas? What are your thoughts there, Mr. Johnson?
I would say do this. Go to the YouTube and type in dirt bike. Dirt bike. And then just literally type in dirt bike, see what suggestions come up, and then do this. This is where it gets good. Add a space and add the letter A. Now you've got all the search terms that include the words dirt bike and A. And then go B and C and D and write them all down. And the next thing to do is write it out. Piece of paper, whiteboard, whatever you can do to take the time and physically write them down, because it's going to help you to remember, and they're going to go in your brain. And do this at the beginning of your channel launch, or when you really want to amplify things. And then just choose, and Nick talked about this earlier, prioritize. What is the one you're excited about? Make that video, but then on your next video, keep with that list that contains the same keywords. And when you do that, you're going to be more likely to bring people back. It's going to give you tons of ideas. And this is absolutely a super effective way to move forward.
As an example, putting this in practice. So I just did dirt space bike space A. And right out of there, I got dirt bike and four-wheeler, dirt bike adventure, dirt bike Amazon, dirt bike accessories. So that can help you make money as an affiliate. Dirt bike across water, dirt bike at skate park, dirt bike ASMR. Didn't expect that. Dirt bike angry people, dirt bike air filter cleaning, dirt bike and four-wheeler videos, dirt bike accidental vlogs, dirt bike at school, dirt bike across lake. And then I do that same exact thing for B. Dirt bike build, buying, best moments, blows up, burnouts, backflip, beginner, battle dude, perfect, boots, build time lapse, all of those, you know, around dirt bikes. And you can go through the entire alphabet for that. So you can also add additional things to it, like, you know, how to dirt bike. And then they'll also show you a bunch of other things there. How to dirt bike for beginners, how to dirt bike jump, how to dirt bike ride, how to dirt bike tricks, how to dirt bike whip, and so on. So, you know, that using the YouTube autocomplete gives you tons of insights into, you know, what it is that people are actually wanting when it comes to the type of content that you make.
And then if you want to double the views, do this. The thing that most YouTubers struggle with is competition. So when you use a free tool like TubeBuddy, when you use Morning Fame, which you can get a free trial to, it can help you understand how competitive each keyword phrase is. This is important. The keyword phrase is not going to get you views. The keyword phrase will not rank your video. The keyword phrase will tell YouTube who they should put your video in front of. And then your job is to make the very best video you can based on what the viewer wants. Again, honor the viewer. So when you start adding these things up, you know, you got keywords, you've got ideas, you're thinking about and measuring the competition on YouTube. That's how you get your foot in the door.
So Doug Hewson brought to my attention another question that came through from AK Dog Productions. It says, I ordered a HP Omen laptop. Will that enhance my video YouTube experience better than a cell phone? So if you have an HP Omen, so I have, let's see here. If you look, I'm going to go full screen here real quick. If you look right over here, that one that's powering the projector for the graphics here in the background, that's an HP Omen. Great computer. It'll definitely do, you know, a lot for you in terms of, you know, video editing, live streaming, things like that. It's an extremely capable computer. So when it comes to your experience as a content creator, it's going to help you be able to do a lot more fun things with your videos. So for example, on a phone, you can do tons of stuff on a phone, but on a computer, the way that you see things is going to be different. The actual workflow is different. And you can also find assets all over the internet. There's all types of services where you can get things like, you know, Epidemic Sound for music, video blocks for B-roll. You have, you know, like tuber tools, and you have, you know, tons of different places where you can get graphics, things like that for your videos. So you can really take things to another level when it comes to editing your video content compared to what it is that you can do on a phone. You can do a lot of that on the phone, but with a computer, you can definitely take things further. Let's see here. As we keep going through the list. Okay, Brian, how do you set up your channel to maximize your chances of getting monetized, especially if you repurpose shows like SpongeBob and modify them fairly heavily?
The thing I would do is, number one, I would look at all the videos and identify the video that has the best metrics associated with YouTube. Look at the videos driving the most views. Are they still driving views right now over the last 28-day period? Furthermore, look at the videos that have really great average view duration. Because when we talk about monetization, obviously we need watch time and subscribers. Then what you want to do is, this is something that I do, that Nick does, anybody that's smart, you're going to create a playlist of your best videos, and you put those videos in that playlist, and then you put that playlist at the top of your channel. Now, furthermore, you can create a playlist where they just see one like icon or button, or like one thumbnail for the playlist, or you can create a playlist where every video in the playlist is laid out. And I like to do that because it takes more real estate on your channel, allowing you a far better chance of really configuring where you want viewers to click. If you know video A is doing really great, you want to make sure that's in a really visible place So they're going to be more likely to click and subscribe because that video performs well.
Boom. So let's see here really quick. Walk with me, Tim says, great advice as always. You helped me when I first started a year ago. Now I have 23,000 subscribers. Thanks. High five with this one to you, Tim. Nice work. Awesome to see you getting those gains. Always love when those messages come through here in the live streams.
23,000.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's so epic. It's like, here's the thing.
And the amount of views that you got to have to get 23,000 subscribers.
23,000.
Yeah.
It's so neat that we get to be a part of that. People ask me sometimes, Nick, like, you know, who are your favorite social media influencers? And I'm like, my crew. I mean, Gary Vee's great. I think Casey Neistat is cool. But the people I really dig are the people in the trenches doing it. Like being able to watch Nick come up on YouTube, amazing. Being able to see so many people in our community come up, and anybody can do it.
So we have a question here from Zach Jewel. Says, I know you're busy, but if you see this, could you give tips on getting discovered for new YouTubers? So what are your thoughts on new YouTubers? So you want me to go first, or you want to go first, Brian?
Okay, let's play a game. You go first and give me a quick, just a quick tip, and then throw it my way, and then we'll go back and forth.
Okay, perfect. So the very first thing that you want to think about when you're first getting started on your YouTube channel is you want to think about who it is that you're making content for. So of course you want to make the content that you enjoy, but it's also important to know who it is that you're making content for, so that all the decisions that you're going to make as your YouTube channel is moving along, as time passes, you can make sure, like, let's say, for example, you have a sponsor that reaches out to you and they want to work with you. You can think to yourself, okay, is this a great fit for the people that I'm trying to reach? Yes or no? If it's yes, then I'll go ahead with this deal. If it's no, then even though maybe it was a good deal, I'm going to go ahead and let it go because it's not helping me accomplish the goal that I have, which is trying to reach these particular people to, you know, serve them with whatever type of content. So number one is, if possible, try to, you know, figure out who's you're making content for.
Bam. And once you do that, that's your audience. And here's the thing. When you think of growing on YouTube, the thing you always want to keep in mind is that audience that's out there that fits that category. If you're a gamer, I heard Nick again earlier today talking about Call of Duty gaming. That's your potential audience. And you always want to keep those people in mind, and you always want to make videos for those people. Now, sometimes what happens is YouTube creators, we start getting some views and subscribers, and we hear from our subscribers and they say, can you make a video on this? And that's great. And as long as that subject is in alignment with that audience, Call of Duty gamers, YouTubers that want to grow, business owners that want to make more money by leveraging video and YouTube. As long as the topic is in alignment with that potential audience, you make the video. But the more you honor that one specific audience and you study them, what are they connecting with now? Who are the channels that are serving that particular audience? What are the keywords that matter to them? What do they search for? What are they afraid of? The more you study that audience, the more likely you're going to be able to create something that matters to them, and then you'll win.
Another thing is, every single video that you make sure that while you're getting started, make sure that you go to the YouTube search bar and just type in the topic of that video. So you don't have to put the full title in there, but like, let's say, for example, since, you know, Brian just mentioned Call of Duty that I mentioned earlier, if it's Call of Duty, then, you know, say, okay, this is what my video is about. And it's better if you do this first before you actually make the content. But if you say, okay, my video was about this particular thing in Call of Duty, type in Call of Duty and then that thing, and see what ways that people are looking for that there. That's going to help you title your videos in a better way as well. So what Brian was talking about with the keyword thing, it goes in alignment with that so that you can make sure that you're speaking the language of the people that you are trying to reach. So with that said, we will move to the next question, which is, You, Me, and Cicely says, saw you both make a comment on TubeBuddy on YouTube Longs. Can you talk about what it is? So yeah, so YouTube Longs is still, hold on. Yeah, so YouTube Longs.
Hey, I'm going to need you to slow down and talk slower because YouTube Longs.
Yes. So basically YouTube has shorts, right? And since YouTube has shorts, well, there's other things that, you know, that take a longer amount of time. Like, you know, like the reference they gave in the TubeBuddy video was, you know, like sitting in traffic, it's long. So since sitting in traffic is long and it's a great experience, video should be the same exact way. So basically what the TubeBuddy long does for the YouTube Longs is it actually extends the length of your video to where it's almost unwatchable. I'm just kidding. So basically, TubeBuddy put that together as a April Fool's joke. So the whole thing was just a play on YouTube Shorts, and the whole thing, it was just a joke just for the YouTube community, for YouTubers, for their customers, so that they could, you know, just share that fun thing with, you know, with YouTubers, because they figured people would have a good time with it, which indeed they did. So YouTube Longs is not really a thing. It was just an April Fool's joke, which I'm guessing that's why you mentioned that, so that you could set up the whole thing. So, so thanks for that.
Nick, did you fall for it? Was there any videos on YouTube that got you?
No, I actually, on April 1st, let's hear, that would have been 2 days ago. I don't think I was even watching any YouTube that I noticed. I'm sure, just like every year, I'm sure tons of people put out the video like I'm done, or I'm sorry, or, you know, this is my last video. I'm sure tons of people put those out, but I wasn't even spending much time on YouTube on the first.
Fro got me. Fro knows, yeah.
Oh, he got you?
Yeah, he got me. Fro Knows Photo mentioned the new Sony A7 IV was released. And I totally went down the rabbit hole, and I was like, why aren't there other videos? And why isn't it that the rumor sites aren't talking about this? And it took me, he had me for like 2.5 minutes, man.
Nice.
Like, dude, really? Really?
So good. So good. So let's see here. So next up, and I'm pulling these out of the chat, but I'm going to go over and I'm going to pull one out of the form here too, just to make sure that we don't fully you know, lose this form. So Real Behind Time says they do movie reviews. The goal of the channel is to reach the masses and have extra income. The question is, I created my channel in February, but my first video was posted last week. Should I remake the channel to reset the date, since you have to get a certain amount of views in a year to reach partner? No, you don't need to have another channel for that or anything like that. And the counter starts on your first video. So basically, you have to get 4,000 hours of watch time within that first year, basically within any year. So it could technically, if you don't get any traction on your first video, then it could technically start on your second video or whatever. So it's basically, once you start accumulating watch time, then you just have to make sure that within a 365-day period or less, that you meet the requirements for the partner program, which is 4,000 hours of watch time. And then the subscriber count, once you reach that 1,000 subscribers, then you just have to maintain higher than 1,000 subscribers, but you always have to maintain 4,000 hours of watch time per year or more, preferably more. So let's see here. As we go, we've got, I tried for so long, but really didn't get any subscribers. I kind of upgraded from 30 to 200, but what am I doing wrong? So what you're doing wrong probably is focusing on your subscribers right now, your subscriber count, instead of focusing on making better content. So if you are having trouble getting people to respond to what it is that you're doing, then that's the thing that you need to work on. So instead of thinking like, hey, I need to get people subscribing to my channel, step it back a little bit and say, people are not subscribing to my YouTube channel because there's something with my content in terms of, you know, maybe they're not watching it long enough to really enjoy it. Maybe I'm not able to, you know, get people to click on it at a high rate. Maybe I'm not asking people to subscribe or whatever, but you need to just take a step back and say, why should somebody subscribe to my YouTube channel? And then start focusing your attention on that and making content that, you know, people are really going to enjoy enough that they're going to want to subscribe to your channel. Even without you prompting, that's where you're really winning. When people are subscribing to your channel and you don't even have to prompt them, that's where you're winning in like a serious way. But ultimately, just focus all of your efforts, especially right now. You're at like 30 to 200 subscribers. Like, focus everything on just making more videos, making your videos better with every single upload that you do. If you focus on making better content with every single video, going into your YouTube analytics, understanding how people are responding to what it is that you're doing, then in a relatively short amount of time, you're going to have an understanding of how people are responding to your content. It's going to help you make better content, which if you make better content, that's what's going to ultimately help people, you know, subscribe to your channel at a higher rate. Any additional thoughts there, Mr. B to the G?
You bet. Do this. I'm going to go through some of the most important things.
I need to do this shirt. Brian, do this.
Do it. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're not going to get caught up in the myriad of things that most YouTubers get caught up. You're going to focus on like 12 things. The backdrop. If you're a gamer, that's the video content, what they're looking at. Your audio, the keyword phrases. How long viewers watch each individual video. That's the view duration. Your thumbnail, The only purpose is to catch their eye visually. And then if you do a good job with your title, that's another item. You're just going to focus on like 12 items. I just went through 6 or 8 of them. The keywords, the thumbnails, the titles, your delivery, how you communicate, the topic that you select. That's item number 4. Super important. If you create a topic that no one's interested in, nobody's going to click. And then you look at your videos and you say, well, what's the weakest link? If your audio sucks, Nick, remember when we made that video together back in the day, that collab? And then your brother said, dude, what's with Brian's video? And what did he say, Nick?
Said that your audio sucked.
He said that my audio sucked. And how does my audio sound today? Maybe not quite as good as Nick's, maybe just fine. Maybe you never even thought about it. I bet you didn't think about it. See, here's the thing. You got to be able to say, this is the thing that I can improve, and it's the weakest link in my video. If you're not talking, so many YouTubers, they do gaming videos, they're not about anything. Identify one thing, focus on that thing until it improves. It's like, but I'm working so hard, doesn't matter. I'm sorry, it's hard and it sucks and I feel for you. But sadly, until you improve these things, the results aren't going to come. But when you do, when you decide, hey, I'm taking matters into my own hands, I'm going to focus on what I can control. All of the things I just mentioned, you can control. Then you're going to move forward and you're going to start getting results. And first you're going to see comments like, hey, your content is really improving. And then they're going to say, your backdrop looks really dope. And then they're going to say, your video quality. And then all of a sudden, one day you wake up and it's like freaking YouTube magic, Christmas time, little bits of twinkle dust float down and you get so many subscribers. And then you say, you look over to your friend and you say, that was easy. That was so easy.
That was the easiest thing I've ever done. Yeah.
Super chat.
So, Savvy Turtle, thank you for the super stickers. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And the Twitterholic TM.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Make sure that next time you are on Facebook, you look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. Fill out all the information on the way in because that's how I verify that you are a member. And I'll see you over there.
Did you see your brother's on here right now?
We got D Nimmin in the house, maybe. I think we got my brother from the same mother in the chat right now. What's up, D? Hope that you're doing awesome. I would invite you on, but I'm going to be closing this down here in like 7 minutes or so. So I just wanted to just say hey though while you're there in the chat. So hey. Ghosty Crow Channel says, I heard that if you use too many copyright songs and stuff, you can't unlock channel memberships. Is that true or false information? That is true information. It can also keep you from not getting monetized. That's the problem. It's not that it's just memberships. It's that if you get, if you have too much issues with your channel, then they won't let you into the partner program because you're a problem creator. So they just won't let you into the partner program if you have, a bunch of issues with your channel. Let's see here. So next up, our next question. What would you suggest if I have a backlog of 400 bad thumbnails and titles on my old videos? Change or forget? 11,000 subscribers. Brian G. Johnson.
Move forward. Just forget it. Let it go. Move on. The success you desire will be found in the next video you publish. And when you're done with that, then you do it again. And you just say, what can I improve? And you move forward. And I've been there. I had this conversation with Nick. And here's the thing. Once you go down this path of like picking and deleting and enlisting, you start focusing on the stuff that will never, ever allow you to really rise and get to a level that you want to go to. Like the success of big YouTubers isn't because they deleted old videos. No, they published something that the audience just really connected with. They're like, wow. It doesn't matter what you published in the past because when you publish some transitional content that transitions from your channel from the kind of struggling to you blow up, the only thing the viewer's thinking about is that next video that you're going to publish. Move forward and focus on your next video.
Boom. Yeah, like basically like when you start going into your back stuff, like sure, if you have videos that have high retention and like your click-through is bad on those or whatever, thinking of, hey, is there any way that I can repackage this in a way that might help this video? Like that's fine, but like when you start spending like tons of effort like that stuff, then it takes away from like, you know, hey, how can I make this next video better? Maybe I can spend a little bit more time on this next video. So, you know, focusing on that next content that you're putting out is definitely hands down. Like that's where your biggest wins are going to come from. Swamp Sniper says, I don't have time to launch a video every week, but I can every 2 weeks. Will squeezing additional ones in when I can hurt consistency though? Ryan D. Johnson.
The more you upload, especially when you're learning, and Nick, do you feel like you're still learning, Nick?
Always.
Always. Me too. Always learning. The more you upload with the goal of publishing something that matters to viewers. So like, that's kind of the line in the sand. You have to really identify, am I just publishing and pushing something out and it's minimal effort? Like Nick will tell you that you should at some point, if it's been too long, like get a video out, but there is a level you have to meet. And in order to grow your channel, you have to maintain that consistency. Now, here's the good news. I have gone crazy and I've uploaded every single day. I'm talking videos that take between 4 and 8 hours a day. And I did that daily for 56 days and I slept for a week. And then I've also really slowed down and published maybe 3 videos a month, but I really focused on publishing amazing videos. And when you do both, you can crush it. The thing to focus on is just keep it simple. Make videos when you can. When you're excited, make the video. But if you feel like, you know, I just don't know if I have the time to create something that's really going to matter to subscribers, that's the thing you've got to figure out on your own as you move forward.
Boom. Next question is from Albie Tastic. Says, hey, Brian, when is your next live stream?
Friday.
What time?
In the afternoon in the mountain time. Because I'm a mountain man and I do what I can.
Afternoon mountain time.
Yes.
For mountain people only.
No, wait a minute. This is worldwide.
So, Funky Boy says, what I've learned the most from YouTube is you're going to find out if you're mentally tough or weak. Here's the thing. Is that when it comes to YouTube, yes, there are, you know, mental challenges because, you know, a lot of it is, you know, mental work. So there's the physical side of actually making content, but then there's the mental side of thinking through like, okay, is this going to be a good fit for people? You know, how are people responding to this? I need to learn how to use analytics. Like there's things you got to learn. There's, you know, approaches that you have to take, but there is, you know, like there's a lot of strong mental work, but like all it is you're just like thinking about stuff. So it's not necessarily that you're strong or weak or that you're tough or weak, you know, based on, you know, what it is that you're doing on your YouTube channel. You know, it more comes down to like, just, do you want to go through the process of learning the things that are required or not? Because if you don't want to go through the process, then you're just going to be throwing stuff against the wall and hoping things stick out. And that can be extremely frustrating and that can, you know, break you, so to speak. But if you're like, hey, I'm going to go through the process of figuring this stuff out, I'm going to do what's required in order to, you know, make this thing happen, then in that case, it's just a process that you go through. So you don't have to be strong or weak in that situation. You just have to be able to show up and go through the process and be willing to learn and implement the things that you learn, and you'll get there. So, you know, it's not necessarily about, you know, being weak or tough mentally. It's more about just, you know, embracing the process and enjoying the ride. What do you think about that, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there can be struggle anytime in life when you want to achieve something that most people don't. And right out of the gate, we can look at YouTube and we can say the fact of the matter is less than 3% of the YouTube channels that are ever created reach 10,000 subscribers. Like when I started, I wasn't here for 10,000. I was here for 100,000 YouTube subscribers, money, lifestyle, creative journey. And in the beginning, I hustled and I worked. And you know, there's a lot of ways to sabotage yourself mentally. Like one of the things Nick talked about, I think today, was comparing yourself to other people. He didn't quite talk about it like that, but he said, basically, he had people put in how many subscribers they had after 1 month. And here's the thing, there will always be a YouTube creator that grows faster than you. And there will be plenty of people that grow slower than you. But the thing that you want to arrive to at some point is you want to say, do I add value to this platform? Like the fact of the matter is Nick has way outpaced me, but I have a membership. I've helped so many creators move forward. They've made money. I have people in my comments. I do brand deals. Like that is proof that I add value, and I could get caught up in the woe is me. But it's like, do you listen to music because it's a certified Grammy record? No, you love it. So it's like the sooner you can just be cool with what you can contribute and you can compete with your own self rather than other creators, the sooner you can move forward, you can enjoy the journey. And when we talk about enjoying the journey, I think that's the key, because you can just be like in it for the views and the subs, which when I started, I was, but at the same time, I can tell you, I love creating content. So for me, it's about learning, going through the process. Like what I can do now, it blows my mind. Like I showed Nick this video I did the other day. I had the slow motion candle scene and it was low light, a cinematic movie and different cuts. It looked freaking dope. Now that video was a train wreck. I didn't like it, but that scene was pretty cool. And I think this is the thing that keeps you moving forward. If it's only about views and subs, you probably will burn out and it's probably not for you. And maybe that's okay.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
D-Town Boogie, welcome to the Nimminati. Make sure next time you are on Facebook, you look for Nimminati VIP. That is our members-only Facebook group. Fill out all the stuff on the way in, because that is how I verify that you are a member on the way in. And on that note, Brian G. Johnson, I want to thank you for spending your time here on the stream. Thank you for hopping in. I also want to let you guys know, if you want to keep learning about YouTube. So I know a lot of you are familiar with Roger Wakefield. He's in the stream every week. He was in here earlier today as well. Right now, he and Daryl Eves are going live on Daryl Eves' YouTube channel. So I'm going to drop a link here. And whoa, I just got Gatorade all over the place. But join Roger and Daryl here. But I'm going to drop a link here where you guys can go and continue learning about YouTube and hear more about Roger's journey and the things that he has done to completely blow his channel up. So I just dropped that link there. So when you head over there, I would love for you to just drop a Nimminati, just so that I can see you right here in the chat, because I have it open over on my side as well. But just so I can, see you guys over there, representing a little bit as well. So when you head over that way, just drop the Nimminati, and just so that I can see it, kind of going down as it is all happening over there. So everybody head over that way, because we are closing down here. Thank you so much for watching. One thing for everybody that's kind of hanging out here still, when you are, learning all this stuff, it can be a lot of information. It can be overwhelming and all of that. So, if you did learn something today from the stream, or if you learned a bunch of things, try to just focus on like a thing, right? Try to focus on a thing, like Brian said, like get that thing taken care of and learn how to do that thing better, and then move on to another thing and learn how to do that better. So between now and when we meet up next week, just, apply the things that you learned today, because without application, nothing works. So make sure that you do that. And in the meantime, again, here is a link to Daryl's live stream that they're just starting right now. Make sure you drop a Nimminati once you get over there. And everybody have an awesome Easter if you celebrate Easter, and an awesome rest of your weekend, either way, if you celebrate Easter or not. And we will see you guys next time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Take care.